There's no, except we can even manage to say that Surah Al-Ikhlas is Surah Al-Tawheed. Maybe. And it's just 4 verses. But all Surah, Allah dedicated to Hajj. And usually, in the practice of the people who came before us, is that they, we say Hajj is wajib. Let me start from there. Hajj is compulsory, we all agree. But in the Sharia, there's a question that comes up. Is it wajibun al-fawr or wajibun al-tarakhi? Sorry, I'll be using some of these terminologies, but it's important. We're in a time that people who don't know anything try to challenge knowledge, and you know what I'm talking about. They don't know. Is it compulsory as soon as fall is as soon as you have the capacity, or you can delay it? So this is a question that is arguable. In the Maliki school, where most of us belong, if you grow up in Africa, that's 95% of what we have been doing is in that school, whether you realize it or not. It is wajibun ala tarahi. It is compulsory, and you can give it some time until you start feeling like, hey, maybe I'm getting too old. I don't have the energy again, or something is going to happen to my finances. So it's not compulsory. Like, okay, today, Alhamdulillah, I don't know how much is Hajj today. Let's say Hajj is 4 million, or maybe say let's say $15,000. Is it the first time that you have $15,000 and you're balig, you are matured, that you must make Hajj? We don't say it's like that. So you can give it some time. So that's something that is very important. It is compulsory. Upon who Hajj is compulsory, I'm trying not to discuss it like we would discuss fiqh class. So, but basically, we will say that Hajj is compulsory upon anyone who is a Muslim, who has reached the age of bulugh, the age of puberty, and has the capacity. So when we say it's compulsory, it doesn't mean that if someone who has not reached the age of bulugh, puberty, observes Hajj, his Hajj is not accepted. But when does it become compulsory upon you? You must at least have reached the age of puberty. That's very important. To discuss it the fiqh way, I just want to say how we want to make it. Sure. There are two things. I know in a class that we did before, we said that wajib and fard are the same. Is the terminology that we use, except in Hajj. In Hajj, there are things that are compulsory that you must do. If you miss them or you don't complete them, you can atone for them. Those are the wajib. But there are other things that when you miss them and you refuse, or you are not able to make them up before the time elapses, you have lost that Hajj. You have to make another Hajj. And some of them, that's that. Maybe when we get to Ihram, I'll say some things. Why or how the theory and the practical can be a bit off. So, but that's that. So when we say Arkanul Hajj, the pillars of Hajj, there are those things that if you miss them and you don't do them, you have lost that Hajj. And it becomes compulsory upon you to repeat the Hajj, the next Hajj. Now, you see why I said your first Hajj, you can choose to do it when you have the chance. But if you miss the Arkan al-Hajj, there are just 4 of them anyway. If you miss the Arkan al-Hajj, it becomes compulsory for you to repeat that Hajj, the next Hajj. So they are just 4, and we'll take it from there. So we call them Arkan, the pillars. We don't call them the Wajibat, like what you have with you. Those parts of Hajj that are Wajib, we'll talk about that are Wajib, compulsory, but are not pillars. It doesn't mean you can joke with them. In fact, if you miss any of those ones, you have to slaughter an extra animal other than your compulsory hadaya. The other things too, that when it happens to you in Hajj, you have to do fidya. Fidya is either you fast for 3 days, or you feed 6 people, or you slaughter a goat. So there are 3 categories. Just sit down there. So that's the way I want to go. Then thereafter, we'll talk about the sunnah. Sunnah, like we have said before, is not something like if I feel like I do them. If I feel like I don't do. No, that is not sunnah. Sunnah are things that are recommended that you do. You should do them. In fact, but the only thing we say that if you miss them, you have your ibadah, that your hajj, or in this case, is okay, but it's better that you complete them. Knowing the differences between this will help us if in case something happens. Usually you see someone crying over something that is mustahab, for example, that is fadila. When they were transporting us to Muna, this happened and this and that. And this person is like, but that part that you missed is nothing. So knowing what you should not miss, it will help you to make some decisions. Some people are going that way, and you know that if you follow them, maybe for example, you're not going to get to Arafah till the next day. It's better you leave them because it will have been like you wasted your time. So, and interestingly, the people who are learned knows this very well. Many people do not know the rules. So don't assume that, okay, maybe they just know it. Sometimes they don't know it. Sometimes the people who know it are not even there. They're out of. Maybe they have gone to do their own shopping. Those of us from Nigeria know how people who take people to Hajj will leave people who sometimes because they have their own personal businesses. It's like for them, for some of them, astaghfirullah, it's like every year business is an opportunity for them to shop, buy things, and like that. So it's important that we pay attention to this part. The Arkan al-Hajj. Arkan al-Hajj, the pillars of Hajj. Those ones that if we lose them, your Hajj is invalid. Number 1, al-Ihram. Number 1 is Ihram. What do you mean by Ihram? Ihram is not that clothes that you wear. Easy. Ihram is the intention. Ihram is that intention that you make to enter into the act of Hajj. 1. Added to either a statement or an action that will corroborate your intention. So that is it. To bring this closer, I've made the intention that I want to make Hajj. Now I'm starting my Hajj work. If I say labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak, I'm in a state of ihram. Right from that point, whether I've worn my ihram or not my ihram, everything that I should not do becomes emphatic upon me. Right from that point. Alternatively, it is okay. Now I've made my niyyah. I've not said my talbiyah. Talbiyah is labbaika, but I've worn my ihram. And what does wearing ihram mean to start with? Wearing ihram, what we mean by wearing ihram is at-tajarrud min kulli muhitin wa muhit. You want to free yourself from anything that's how do I say this? I want to make it easy. From anything that is woven, that is sewn, SEWN, or something that can strap around you. For example, and this is most likely for a man, let's leave that on the side. So whether you wear white, it's the best to wear the white garment, and you don't have any reason not to wear it. But I'm saying, if in case it becomes that we cannot even find any white clothes, if you have a garment that you can use, then you're in a state of ihram, khalas. But it must not be stitched. I think this is the best word. It must not be, that garment must not be stitched. This for a man. And you cannot wear anything that is that goes round any part of your body. That is al-muhit. I'll explain the exceptions. You cannot wear a ring. You cannot wear a wristwatch. You cannot tie something on your neck. You cannot wear a cap. We'll get there. So if what we are saying is, I make the intention now that I want to start the work of Hajj, and I free myself from anything that is stitched and anything that can wrap around any part of my body. As a man, I'll come to a woman, inshallah. You are in a state of ihram. So we say intention followed by either the statement of talbiyah or the act of wearing the ihram. Some of the scholars add that, and you are in the direction of Hajj, or of the house of Allah. So this we'll understand this better when we get to Miqat. So once you are, some of them will say, well, when we say in the direction, we mean either you enter the car that is going towards Haram, or you ride a month, or you start walking in that direction. That is another action that signifies, okay, this person has started ihram. So once you are in that state, when we get to the mamnu'at, you will start talking about from that point things that you cannot do. Some of them, if you do them, the Hajj is gone. Some of them, if you do them, you have to make fidya. Some of them, if you do them, you have to make hadaya. There are 3 categories of things that you have to do. So basically, that is that. This intention is the same for Hajj and Umrah. So what intention do we mean? It is preferred that you say it. The Prophet ﷺ said it aloud, Allahumma, oh Allah. And this is not a matter of Arabic. Just say it in whatever language you understand. Oh Allah, I make the intention of what? Of making Hajj. Because Hajj can be of different types. Whichever one we choose, you people will know better by now. It's either you are doing Ifrad, Quran, or Tamattu', whichever one. So you will say, oh Allah, I've made the intention of making this kind of Hajj. We know the 3 types. It's either you are doing Umrah, you enter into Ihram of Umrah. If you have some time, you finish all your Umrah rites, then I want to be sure I'm not muted. You finish all your Umrah rites, then you get out of the Ihram. Then you wait for the time of Hajj. Then you enter, make another Ihram, you enter into a work of Hajj and you come out. That's one way you can do it. It can be that you are only there for Hajj. Maybe the time is not enough. Or you combine Hajj and Umrah back to back without getting out of the state of Ihram. So I want to try to avoid all the terminologies, Arabic terminology, as well as I can. Anyway, so from where do you take the Ihram? This is simple. Let's leave all the theories in the book. You are going by flight, so don't worry about whether this and that. But there's something I need to tell you. You people may disagree with you, but that is it. The way you go, you most likely enter through Jeddah, right? The miqat that you are supposed to make your ihram, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned certain places. Usually it should be Juhfa for people who are coming from Egypt, from Sham, from North Africa, like that. Usually it should be from there. Juhfa is like 200 something kilometers to Mecca, something like that. You should have worn your ihram, or you should have been in a state of ihram before you cross that miqat. That is the standard. But the ulama say that don't wear your ihram until you get to Jeddah. Because, in fact, I asked this question from Sheikh recently. Some people got to, because most people are doing visiting visa now, that's what they do. If you are rejected, if for any reason Saudi government turns you back, you have to remain in a state of ihram for another 1 year. You can't cut your hair. You can't have conjugal relation. You can't get out of ihram if you enter ihram before Jeddah and something happens and you have to go back. So ihram is a big deal. So the fatwa is that get to Jeddah, say that, okay, now we can enter, then whatever that you need to do. Basically, maybe we'll talk about whatever you need to do to cover up for it generally, basically. Alhamdulillah. So there's no big deal about the matter of ihram. Whenever the plane drops you, you can do your ihram from there. Um, I don't think we need to talk about people who are in Makkah already. If, for example, you are visiting Makkah already before the time of Hajj, you are visiting there, you need to go out back to the nearest miqat to enter into the work of Hajj. Okay, Hajj is in what month are we going to be having it? This is May, June, for example. I have something doing since April in Saudi Arabia. I mean, Makkah, I'm there already. When it's time for Hajj, you cannot just say, okay, because I'm there. You just enter into Ihram from Makkah. You go out to your miqat and take the Ihram from there. The only people who are allowed to take Ihram, to make Ihram inside of Makkah, are people who are residents in Makkah itself. So, but I don't think this applies to anybody. Anyway, the other mas'ala does not concern us. What do we need to do? The compulsory aspect of ihram. Maybe at this, okay, I'll explain it. At tajarrud, like what I've said, is for a male. Uh, all those things that you have to remove them. You are given an exception of maybe we'll have this waist belt that will keep our passport, money, and everything. You make fidya for that, and we'll talk about it later. Because usually people wear it around, either around themselves. So if something you can't wear a belt, you can't write anything that will circle you in whatever way. You can do it with Hajj. So, but we'll talk about that. For a woman, in fact, the scholar says you can't even use a pin to attach your clothes. I've seen people do it, and you can do it. There's a way you can tie. I don't know if you have your wrapper. There's a way you will tie it, and you tie your either the lower garment, and it will stay like that, inshallah. Usually for a man, it is two pieces of clothes. You know how to do it. You are taking, you hold it this way until it's halfway. You turn it to one side. When it's halfway, you turn this side. Then you fold it this way. What you have done is you have given like an allowance towards the right side and the left, so that when you are moving, is not there's free movements. We can teach you that. And the other one is another garment that you throw over. Usually, so that it doesn't fall down. You are taking one end of it into your tummy this way, and the other one can do it however you want. So that's for a woman does not have any specific clothes, color, anything to wear. The only thing a woman is not allowed, and we'll even get to that, Bab. A woman is not allowed to do. A woman is not allowed to cover her face or wear a glove. Part of what a man cannot do, when we say tajreed, a man cannot wear a shoe that is covered. A man cannot wear. Am I talking to you? A man cannot wear a sandal that has a back strap from the ankle. You get it? The only thing is whenever you hold uh, it, that you hold it down this way. You cannot have a strap from behind. You get it? In what case can you wear a very low cut kind of heel? But even if it's a situation, for example, I have a wound in my leg, whatever it is, even that it should not cover the ankle on a good day. So that's that. Nobody is requiring you to wear barefooted. In fact, you can wear a very high heeled, very well padded, very soft, because you're going to do a lot of work. So get the best. These days, you're going to work a lot. So get something that is very comfortable for you. Spend some good money, spoil yourself, do the nice thing. So that's that. For women, She should not wear jewelries. She's allowed to wear a ring if she needs to. But other than that, that's that. With ihram, the wajibatul ihram. We have said ihram itself is a rukn. Don't forget, is a pillar. But attached to it are some wajibat. Remember what wajibat means? Obligation. Like if you miss them, you have to atone for them by slaughtering a sheep or something like that. So please, it's a talbiyah. We'll talk about the sunnah, and when we're done, I think I will add it. I will try to say it was the process. So, but to know what if I miss this, this is the most important thing for me that I should not miss. Others are just additions that we can make. Talbiyah is to after wearing your ihram to pronounce to pronounce talbiyah labbaik Allahumma labbaik labbaik la sharika laka labbaik innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. Basically, doing both together is compulsory. As you are wearing a ihram to say a talbiyah without leaving a long time. Don't leave 1 hour between saying both. So if you do that, يترتب عليه دم. For a man, once you're in state of ihram, you cannot cover your head with wearing something directly. Can I carry an umbrella? Yes, but that thing must not touch your head. You cannot even wear a headband. I get it. So those are the conditions that your ihram must meet. Ihram is tajdeed, removing all those things. Then it has to go along with your labbaik Allahumma labbaik. When we said the definition, we said either of this. It doesn't mean that you should not do them. But let me leave that. I should not explain it too much. What are the sunnah that has to go with your ihram? It is expected that, and I want to say it this way, usually when you drop from a plane, you go into your hotel room, you shower, or even before that. This is just adab. It is advised that even before you leave your home country, you'll have shaved your armpits, your private area, cut your nails. The only thing you are not allowed to do is to shave your head from leaving your house. You get it? So that when you get there, I just taking a shower. The normal way we make our ghusl and making intention. There should not be too much gap between. Let me say it this way: it's once you get out of your shower, you get to your room, wear your ihram. Don't put too much space. It should reflect that that shower that you took is for ihram. That's the logic. Sometimes we are tired, we just got back, and want to rest, something like that. Oh, I first took my shower, I need to sleep. Yeah, you can do that. But there should be a shower that is connected to wearing your ihram. Separately, that is distinct. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like we have said, the sunnah is that you wear the lower garment, which is the izar that you tie for a man, and the upper one that you do this way, and you wear a shoe. So that is the sunnah. Then the third one is when you finish your ghusl, make 2 rakah before wearing your ihram. It is sunnah. Now they're saying the bus is going. You see, mashallah, I want to do my rakah. It's not necessary. And that's why I'm separating it. You should know, okay, at this point, because most times people are pressed on time. Knowing what you must not miss and what is just a recommendation is very important at every point, inshallah. So that's that making two light nafila before, except if it's a time that you are not allowed to make nafila. For example, now we get and after Asr, there is no nafila between Asr and Maghrib. Don't it's not it's just a nafila. So you don't say, oh, this is a time because I'm wearing my ihram, I have to. The nafila is only allowed when nafila is allowed in a general time. What are the mustahabbat? Things that are less than sunnah. When we say sunnah, there are things that the Prophet ﷺ made and he never left. Although they are not compulsory, but it was his tradition, and that's the way he does it. This point is not important. This part that I've said, cutting your nails even before you come to Hajj, they are fada'il, they are extra things, like I've said. Some of them will say that using the siga of the Prophet, the siga is the formula of labbaik Allah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka, labbaik innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. Not adding anything to it is also a fadila. And this is, permit me to make a note here. Some people say, no, that is bidah. We saw that the Sahaba made all that kind of talbiyah. That is different from that of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is not bidah. So, but to restrict yourself to that exact one that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said is mustahab, is not even to the level of sunnah. Talk less of saying someone who does not do that has committed a sin. So that is the way the ulama answered it. You keep doing your talbiyah is also mustahab. And what do we mean by keep doing your talbiyah? They say every time you change an action, okay, I just did my ihram now, okay, mashallah, I did labbaik Allahumma labbaik, okay, you got outside, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. You're entering the bus, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. You are eating, when you don't eating, and as you change the action, you say your talbiyah again and again. It's even said that when you see another Haji coming, so in its ihram, that change in your state should also give you another talbiyah. You are renewing, and this is the spiritual side. Your call, labbaik Allahumma labbaik is, oh Allah, I've answered your call. Because between that time and you entering into Makkah, intention can change, you can get distracted, and like that. With what tone are you supposed to make your talbiyah? Don't do something like labbaik Allahumma labbaik. You see, some people always go, you don't do that. And don't do it like this. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Raise your voice in such a way that someone around you hears it. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. That middle tone is not something that I say inside of itself, please. So that's another mustahab. Um, he keeps doing that from time to time until, in the books, what is said is that until he enters Mecca. But practically, Mecca that they are talking about is the haram of today. So what you find is keep doing your talbiyah till you enter Mecca. All those places that you see was not Mecca at that time. So you keep doing your talbiyah till you get to the gates, the bigger gates. So don't say I've entered Mecca, keep quiet with your talbiyah. Those things, I think I've mentioned this for those things that you cannot do. A woman cannot wear a glove in her hands. She can wear a ring, which is very small. If she doesn't need to, she should not. But if she wears a ring, it's okay. A woman must not cover her face or even half of her face, except if she's a fatina. Who is a fatina? A fatina is a woman that is extremely beautiful. Or if she sees that men are staring at her, she can cover her face. But the way she will cover her face is she just drops something from the top of her face. She should not tie that thing below or beside or stitch it. A woman can wear black, she can wear purple, she can wear anything. Just make sure she's covered, but she has to leave her face on out her face, and she cannot wear a glove. She can wear a shoe, she can wear anything like that. But she's even inside, she's not wearing jewelry. So like that's that. A man must not cover his face. Good. These things are important. You cannot adorn. You cannot wear the body cream. on your body. You cannot. Except if it's something that is medical. I have a bruise, I have something that is medical, and even at that, you must not use any uh, body cream or lotion that has a scent. Because you are also coming to the point that you cannot wear any perfume too. Anything that is perfumed, you cannot wear it. Um, you cannot even do it on your hair or your beards like that. So, except uh, if there's a necessity. If someone does it, then he has to do fidya. What did I say? Fidya is different from hadiya. Fidya is either you fast for 3 days, he kills a goat, or he feeds 6 people with 2 mud. Mud will be like uh, two, you know what I'm saying anyway. 2 mud per person. You cannot give it to, you cannot give 12 mud to one person. It has to be 6 different people, 2 mud of feeding each. So like that. You cannot cut your nails, you cannot cut your ears, except, and you cannot even wash with soap after your haram. You cannot wash with soap. Just take water shower like that. When it comes to a case of a woman who is in a state of hide, that's a different exception anyway. Um, you cannot use perfume. Um, this does not apply to us. You cannot use henna. A woman usually cannot use henna. A man cannot wear, what do you say? I know most of us don't do that anyway, but the other tribes, this tiro that they call it, except if it's medicinal, something like that. You cannot have sexual relationship. That one is the worst. If you have that, big trouble. Your heart is gone. And we have all the and all the precursors that can lead to ejaculation or whatever it is like that. Not only like physically having conjugal like the traditional way, whatever. If a man is listening now, whether it's masturbation, whatever it is, that will make a money to be discharged from the body would destroy one's Hajj. I don't like to use the word destroy, but I'm trying to make it sound emphatic in that we cannot conduct a marriage in a car. You cannot. Well, don't look at nikah like a party. We are not talking about nikah. Can you say, okay, I want to marry this so and so, and you met the wali in Hajj? Maybe it's a girl that you've been looking for. Like, mashallah, this Hajj is also good. Let's even consummate this nikah in this blessed land. When you are in a state of ihram, you cannot consummate a nikah. And a nikah is just like you have agreed to marry me. I've agreed to marry you, and you can even delay the mahar. And these are 2 witnesses, and the father or the wali is there. That sitting, if it's just 5 minutes, that's what we mean by nikah. You cannot engage in that when you're in the state of ihram. Other things that you cannot do, uh, you will even find these words in the books. You cannot cut a tree in the sacred land. This is interesting. You cannot kill any animal except an animal that wants to attack you. Even not a fly, not a mosquito. If you kill a fly, Imam Malik said, even if it's a handful of grain or rice or beans or something, use it as fidya. Depending on, usually in the old times, what happens is that if you kill an animal like that, animals are running around, something like that, maybe you mistakenly hit them or something, you go to a Qadi and it's going to give you what is the commensurate fidya that you have to make. So avoid that as much as possible. If it requires that you just blow whatever away, don't. So, except if it's a poisonous animal like a snake, like a dog that will bite, and the other stuff like that. Once you're in a state of ihram, these are haram. If you do that, there's penalty. The things that are makruh, they are discouraged, is wearing that nafaqah, that thing that what do they call it? I have something like that somewhere there. That waist bag where you keep your stuff. It is macro, it is not haram because you need it. So it is macro. Uh, Maybe you carry a bag or something like that, or you tie something to your that out of necessity. It is makruh to if you say this, if I say this is very funny, it is makruh to put your face on a pillow. You don't say rest your head. Put your face on a pillow. It's makruh. Like that. It's not like putting your cheek like, but putting your face on a pillow. Yeah, like that. So watch the way you sleep also. It is the makruh means it is discouraged. It is not a sin, but it's going to that. So okay, I'm not using the perfume, but I'm smelling it. You get in a state of ihram. When we say in a state of ihram, we understand it's not like well, after some time when you are done with your Hajj right, you can do as well. And Hajj days are very small in the practical sense. Um, or I'm not using it, but I'm carrying something that has it and it will start smelling on me. I'm not using it directly, but I'm always carrying, holding something that has perfume in it. And once I'm passing by people, they hear that perfume. It's not on me, but it's on something that I carry. So that will also be my clue. Um, you cannot you cannot do hijama, bloodletting. It is makruh also. The other ones, the attitude that people you keep checking yourself. Women, this will be going all the time. You are looking into the mirror. All the time you are checking how you are looking, except for if there is necessity. With all this that we have said, you will see that Hajj, Allah wants you to come to Hajj completely for Him. What will Allah do with you not killing a mosquito? What concerns Allah? You will see that Allah just wants you to come there, come like you are. Don't attack anything your resource, like remove everything. Come like for Allah. That's the whole intent of Hajj. So if you get that, you see that some of the luxury that you have, you understand why. So it's not necessary. That is the Hajj that you want to do. The things are allowed for you to do while in a state of ihram. You can, I've said this before, if it's too hot, can you go and stay somewhere in the shade? Absolutely. Can you hide, stay under? You have to go and take care of them so that you don't get hide under a tree, carry an umbrella. Well, it's too hot, pouring water on your head because it will be too hot. It is allowed. But it's not allowed to say, I'm too hot. Then you go and dip your head inside the water. It is how if it's raining. Can I collect water, pour it over myself? Those are allowed. But don't go to. Um, hmm. Even when you wear, and this is important, even when you wear your waist bag to keep your things, don't wear it over the ihram. So it's better you wear it over your shoulder, or if you can wear it, I don't know, I'm not saying logic. If you can wear it on your tongue, but don't wear it over that ihram. Nothing should go over the ihram like that will go around your body. Allah barakatullah. So that's another thing. Uh, Protect your things because you say, okay, but why is it allowed to carry that kind of bag? This is where you see the principle of Sharia that prioritizes safety of human property over the safety of the deen. Now your money. If you get lost in the Hajj, your money, you lost your visa, the trouble that you get into will even make you forget your Hajj. So that's where the Sharia is prioritizing keeping your things safe over the rule of not tying anything at all. So basically, that's that. The other things, sometimes I'm looking at maybe they're necessary, but sometimes we can find ourselves in those situations, and it's good that we know them. Um, Scratching your body until it bleeds. Don't, if, as much as you can avoid it. Don't go and get. If there's an accident, there's an accident. Also, my body's itching, and you scratch until you're killing your body. You're not allowed to do that. I have a pause. Um, Sometimes people they get to the strange land, they eat something and they have boil all over their body. Uh, Allow it to, how do I say it, to the liquid to come out by itself. Don't be pressing it in such a way that it will lead to bleeding. Like that. Um, can I, if I have to ihram, I think one is dirty or something. Can I change it? Yes, you can change it with another one. Yeah. But you cannot say, okay, now I'm in the state of Iran. Let me remove my clothes now and relax for 2 hours. If there's any reason why you remove it immediately, you get it. You can't, because if it takes too long, you are taking yourself out of the state of Ihram. And interestingly, you have not completed your Hajj. And that would be like you're misfiring. That's about Ihram, basically. The second one is Asayu. No, no. Let's go to the no, let's go to, I want to make it in order. Okay. No. We'll go in the order that is written. The next thing that you will do is to go to the Kaaba for Tawaful Qudum. But Tawaful Qudum is not a rukn, it's not a pillar of Hajj. Why is it important? If you get there late, instead of you to find your way to Arafah, you are saying, I have to go and do my tawaf. They say, immediately I finish doing my ihram, I should go and do tawaf. If you don't understand your priorities, you may end up missing your Hajj. Anyway, so let's go. We'll talk about tawaf al-qudum, which is wajib. But if you miss it, you can atone for it. So that let's talk. Let's even talk about it in that order, inshallah. Uh, Tawaf al-qudum. Tawaf al-qudum is that tawaf that you make to say, "Oh Allah, here I come." So you are doing your talbiyah from your ihram till you enter the house of Allah. Till you enter the house of Allah. It is the conditions of Tawaf al Qudum is that once you get to Kaaba, once you get to Mecca, as soon as you can, proceed to the house of Allah. Except if you came very late and it's almost the day of Arafah, you need to proceed to Arafah like that, or you're extremely tired. Because that tawaf that you're going to do is work. Don't say, they say eventually go, and if you need to rest, please rest. I can't remember what I was reading today. If you do 7 tawaf, it's like how many kilometers? Did you check? Someone, if you know it in the chat, you can just Google and type in the chat. I would like to see it. It's a long distance. It's a long, long distance. So if you are tired already, try and rest. So what you do is you get to a hotel room, maybe you shower first, you rest, maybe 2 or 3 hours, sleep if you need to, then wake up, do a shower, do a haram, then proceed. Yeah, so this is very between theory and practice, because once you get into Kaaba, you start your tawaf. So that's that about tawaf. The tawaf, you are expected to begin from the point of Hajar al-Aswad. All the tawaf are the same. Whether it's tawaf al-Qudum, whether it's tawaf al-Ifada, they are all, it's the same way you do it. And inshallah, maybe we'll talk about, okay, let me quickly say it in case, I'm just saying in case we don't get there, in case we get there. If you, starting before the Hajar al-Aswad is okay. If you miss the Hajar al-Aswad, many people are much, or you can't even find it. And you discover that, okay, when I started the other time, I'd gone past the Hajar al-Aswad. Yeah, it's around the 4 kilometers or something. That's Tawaf, all the 7 Ashwat, yes. 4 kilo. Yeah, how close the circumference, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's people who are not used to walking. Maybe people are Canadians, are like they're not used to walking like that. Yeah. If you need to start doing early morning thing now, please do it. Maybe some of us have leg challenges and like that. And depending on the time you get there, if there's the harm is like there's a throng of people in Allah, you just find yourself on the other side of the circle. You see that your own tawaf will be very long. Anyway, it's enjoyable because you are moving with the people and you are so the haiba, the jalal of the house of Allah will always make you forget. It was said that a woman, let's go on a lighter note. A woman went to Hajj in the old time. And when she got there, she was saying, there are buildings. People were living around the Kaaba at that time. It's not like that wide. And he's saying, where is the house of my Lord? And they pointed at the black house. This house? This house? This house? And she went into sujood and she never rose up again. And she just went back to Allah that way. So it's not clear. It's not like the way you look at it from the screen. If you see that house, if you have faith, if you have iman, something will shake inside you. Ask those people who have been there. So that's tawaf. We'll come back to tawaf. One thing that is also compulsory, once you do your tawaf, we'll come back to tawaf. I want to combine this. The simple way I want to say it is, after that you go into the haram and you do tawaf. I'll combine tawaf al-ifada and tawaf al-qudum in explanation because it's the same thing that you do in both. When we get to tawaf al-ifada, which is a pillar. So, but it doesn't come in that order. Inshallah, I'll send all of you it's like a PDF that has all the rites in order. It's like a table, and to check for you everything I'm saying to check for you. And this is compulsory. This is in the order of how you do the action. It's how many pages, and it's in English, alhamdulillah. Except there's a part that I need to correct there. It's not my document. Yeah, it's a part that I need to correct there, and that is where it's talking about Rukn al-Yamani. We'll get there. Anyway, so after you do your tawaf, complete your tawaf, you should, if you can kiss the Hajj al-Aswad, we'll come back to all of that. You make 2 rak'ah in the Maqam of Ibrahim and like that. Once you are done with that part, all tawaf should have that anyway. Then the next thing, which is a pillar, is sa'i between Safa and Marwa. It's easy these days because the roads are there. Everybody's going around that. You know it is. You're going back and forth. And the point where you need to jog a bit, there's already a green light there. So you will see it. There's a green light there, like lights. I think I have a picture somewhere. Let's see what I have. I think I have a picture somewhere here. Is it this? I have to check these pictures one by one. I don't know which one is it. It's not this. Who is writing on my screen? Who is writing on my screen? Anyway, this is I didn't know the one I shared now. Yeah. Five minutes, I think. I guess it's this one, 6045. Let's see. The same one. No, let's see. I want to show you something there. It's there. 6045. Let's go one by one. 46. Yes. So that's the way it looks. So from this point, you would see the green lights. So you like hasten up in between here to the end of the green light whenever you are going and you are coming back. So that's easy with that. So we're talking about Sayu, right? Sayu. The Sayu, the conditions of Sayu. Sayu is moving between Safa and Marwa in that way. This pillar, you are required to start from Safa. You know where to start. That's so easy. And you end at Marwa. If you, perchance, I don't know how you go, you discover that where you started was at Marwa, that cycle, is it a cycle? That one, you cancel it and add another one. So it's easy. In the Safa wal Marwa, know that you are starting from Safa. If for any reason you see, okay, where you started from was the other side, which I doubt. But anyway, because it can be confusing, because some people are coming this way, some people are going the other way, depending. If you would know anyway. But if for any chance, if it's possible that you started on the other side, that one will be cancelled to make up. Uh, how many cycles are you making? Seven. Seven this way, seven the other way. Oh, sorry. No. I'm saying from Safa to Maria is one. Returning is two. So you are making seven that way. It's not like seven, seven. Sorry. That was a slip of tongue. You are not, you should not. So I've done three. Let me see that call people in Nigeria for 30 minutes, 1 hour. Then, okay, where did I stop the other time? Don't put, it should follow one another like that. And when we say follow one another, we don't mean that it has to be like, if you need to take a pause, like a reasonable pause, or rest, take it in that way. The time must have to be after the Tawaf al Qudum, like we explained before. And we go back to Tawaf, since it's the same way you do your Tawaf. Um, you cannot make Sayu before, after going to Arafah. Your Sayu have to be before Arafah. Tawaf al Qudum, if you miss it, because you are late, you can say, okay, I'll turn for that. But Sayu, so if, let me say it this way, someone came to Hajj and was maybe the morning, the night of Arafah. He realizes he goes to do the Sayu straight. And from Sayu, he goes to Arafah. He can make up for that welcome Tawaf later. And that's why I've not spoken about it. But Sayu is a pillar that you cannot miss. And it has to be before you go to Arafah. So that's that. If for a chance, he was not able to make the Sayu, the time is so short that he could not make the Sayu, he will go to Arafah first. He will come back to do Tawaf al-Ifada. Then he will do the Sa'i. And like that. But if he has no genuine reason for which he missed it, he has to atone for which he delayed it. I don't want to say he missed it. I was fine. Someone said I should buy him gold. The person gave me $20 million, for example, and I needed to get that. And because of that, you miss your sa'i. Okay, and you went to Arafah. You came back for Tawaf al-Ifada, which is the main composite Tawaf. And it is after then that you did your sa'i, then you have to atone for it by making hadaya, by slaughtering an animal, because you don't have any genuine reason for that. Sa'i you have to walk with your feet, except you are sick. If you are sick and you have to, and don't say I can't be sick. Anything can happen. You can get there and you just drank one water, the weather is not doing very well. And if for any reason you have to use the wheelchair for any reason, there's nothing upon you. But for someone who does not have any reason, it just decide like, maybe there are new robots now. We don't know what the world will become. Instead of me walking now, can't I just climb the robots now? If you do that, you have to make up. You have to do. You have to atone for it by slaughtering an animal. But if you have a genuine excuse, you are sick, you are fainting. Some people maybe who usually have how do you call it, the dizziness or like that. Some people when there's too much heat, they can't. If you are excused, but without any excuse, you make up for it by slaughtering an animal. The of sayu sunnah is that you kiss the Hajar al Aswad where possible at the end of your Tawaf al Qadum before you go to Safa and Marwa. And that kissing the Hajar al Aswad is after the 2 rakah that you make after your Tawaf. We'll come back there, inshallah. Is it compulsory that you jog when you get to the green light? It is not compulsory. It is sunnah. Meaning that if for any reason you miss it, you are not making up anything for it. And part of it is to make dua when you get to Safa and when you get to Marwa, make supplication. It is sunnah. Like that. Mustahabbat, those things that are optional that you can do is to drink. If you have opportunity of drinking water of Zamzam before you go for your sa'i, do it. And that drinking of the Zamzam, the water of Zamzam, should come before you kissing the Hajar Aswad. Look at it that way. After I complete my tawaf, I make 2 rak'ah nafila. I drank water from Zamzam, then kiss the Hajar Aswad if you can do it. If you can't kiss it, you can just point your hand in the direction and kiss your hand. The ulama say even if you have a stick that can touch it, try to touch it. And like that. Sheikh Hafidhullah Ta'ala said that because some people even say it is makruh to try to force yourself to kiss the Kaaba and the Hajar al-Aswad, especially when people are much. You don't need to struggle yourself. But Sheikh said some of these things can be theory. Like he was there when they started the Tawaf, he was not able to. Then it started raining in the Hajj. And everybody was running. I said, this is a good opportunity. I just stayed there in the rain so that people will leave. And he went there, he said, I went and hugged the Hajj al-Aswad. It's a lifetime opportunity. Why is it important? Imagine how many friends of Allah has used their hand to touch that thing. Sometimes you can't hold yourself back. So that's one. It is also mustahab. Mustahab is good to be in a state of wudu to do your sa'i. You have to be in a state of wudu anyway to do your tawaf. And that's why a woman who is in a height will not do tawaf. Will not do tawaf. Go there, inshallah. If you are in wudu before your wudu break and you have opportunity of making another wudu before you start your Safa and Marwa, good. If you can't, then there's nothing upon you. If you broke your wudu in the middle of your back and forth, don't try to go and make another wudu. It's not necessary. So don't break your cycle for saying, okay, I want to make sure that I'm in a state of wudu. That's not necessary. Make sure that you are covered, Satul al-Awra. When you get to Safa, you are expected to stand at Safa, not sit. Get it? Now is already, there's a barricade there. You're only looking that I'm at Safa now by looking at it on the side. You will not be able to climb the hill itself, but standing there is like that. So that's the second pillar. The third pillar is, I want you to listen very well. This is the most important part, is staying at Arafah for a portion of the night on the day of Arafah. Staying at Arafah for a portion of the night. If there's any trouble that day, there's too much people, and you are certain that before Fajr, you get to Arafah, you don't have a problem. I'll say it in a simple way. Get to Arafah for at least, I don't want to say minutes. The one say, what is the tajid of the time that you need to be at Arafah? The minimum time that you need to stay on around the plain of Arafah Today, Arafah is very wide. So whatever the government says, this is Arafah, it is Arafah. Is the time it takes you if you are riding a camel, for example, the time it will take you to mount from that camel, remove your luggage, sit down, maybe drink water or eat something, maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. Let's say maximum of time. If you can be on Arafah for 30 minutes, you're done. You have the Hajj. But being in the Arafah before sunset is wajib, but not a ruknu. It's compulsory, but it's not a pillar. The pillar for which if you don't, you have missed that Hajj is being at Arafah jumlatan min al-layl from after sunset before Fajr. Is it clear? At this point, I want you to ask a question. If I didn't explain it very well. وقوف والحضور بعرفة ليلة النحر. At that night. Laylat Nahar is the day of Arafah is day of Arafah. The day of slaughtering is the Yom Nahar. But in Islam, the night comes before the day. So that night that precedes the day of slaughtering, before Fajr, if you can be in Arafah, you have the Hajj.
So then, what is there's a little confusion. So, what, okay, normally you are expected to be at Arafah, like based on what we read, you start making your way from Mina to Arafah, the 9th of the Hijjah. Like they have like in the morning, after Fajr, basically. And so to arrive there, like at Zawal or something, is what I think I heard.
Yeah,
read.
Zawal is past midday, meridian.
Yeah.
The time of Zuhr, so to say. Let's make it simple.
Yeah.
That's when you're expected to be at Arafah.
To be at Arafah. And then until sunset.
Until sunset is wajib. Okay. This is where, and this is the main point that we said before in the introduction. When I was saying, there's, I don't want to say is, I think English will be too small for me to understand to say. It's not like it's optional to be there. It's compulsory, but you can make up for not being in Arafah before Maghrib.
So it's wajib. So you can.
But it's not a rukn, it's not a pillar. If you miss it, you will make hadai, you will make up for it.
And that is okay, and that's another question. What's the difference between a fidya and like something you can atone for with blood?
Yeah. Let's say you atone for it with blood. Okay. So fidya is like you're feeding people. It's for lesser things. I killed a mosquito. I'm wearing something. I'm wearing a safe or waist bag to keep my stuff, small things like that. Oh, I cut my nail by mistake. When I was bathing, I scrubbed my body too much and my hair was falling off. Things like that. What you do, fidya. Fidya is like I fast for 3 days, or I feed 6 people, or I kill a goat. But for things that are wajib, like being on Arafah, for at least, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes, before Maghrib, if you miss it, you have to slaughter. It has to go with blood. That's simple. Let's use the word go with blood. And the blood that you spill is different from your compulsory hadaya.
If for some reason you can arrive at Arafah by the Maghrib and go continue around there for 30 minutes for a portion of that night, you are still good.
Yeah, still good.
But you just need to atone for it with blood.
Yeah. So, and that's why you will see that this is a case, for example, now. Some people think compulsively you must sleep and make Fajr at Arafah. No. You get it? If, for example, the logistics of where you're going, maybe you need to be at Muzdalifah and things like that, and people are leaving at 1 a.m. Go with them. You get it? Because what you need to be is to be at Arafah for a portion of the night. It's simple. You get it? If there's nothing pushing you and you think you find your way, be there till Fajr. It's okay. But maybe not necessary. depending on the logistics. And I repeat, this is why it's important to know, okay, this one, I must not miss this. This, if a situation is like this, then I can make up for it. It's easy. Now, when we say stay at Arafah, your feet must touch the ground. If for any reason you are the prince of Brunei and you carry your helicopter and you are there hovering in the air over Arafah because there's too much. I'm just giving an example. There's too much people, and I don't want all those sweats people to touch me. And you say you are there with your aircraft above Arafah. You are not. Your feet must touch the ground, and that's why you say the time that it takes for you to unmount, and your feet must touch the ground. You must be touching the plane of Arafah with your body. And usually, by the time you even get there, you need to sit down. It's not just like you stand, you need to sit down like that. Mm. The ulama say that the person must know that he's in Arafah. What does this mean? Some people will say someone is in a state of coma and we don't want him to miss Arafah. They just wheeled him there and he's unconscious. He doesn't have Hajj because he's not aware. So he must be aware that he's in Arafah. And sometimes it's not just that he's aware, it's not just people who are sick. You must know that this place I'm at is Arafah. So that is very important. And he must make intention, know in his mind that this part of Hajj that I'm doing is a pillar. If you are thinking, oh, mashallah, this is mustahab. In fact, well, I enjoyed my time in Arafah, not knowing that action that you are doing is compulsory, you don't have Arafah. So you must know, and that's why it's important that you must know. This part is very interesting. When we say the time he will take, if it's 15 minutes, it does not mean that for, let's say, 15 minutes, that for the whole of the 15 minutes, he has to be in his consciousness. One moment of consciousness. Even if someone is falling sick, I say, where are you? Say, I'm in Arafah. 10 seconds. And he's aware, and he faints again, is okay. So it doesn't mean he has to be in his full consciousness for the whole of the time. But for at least a portion of the time that he's in Arafah, he must be aware in his mind that he's in Arafah. Why is this important? Some people will be in Arafah, and we have seen cases of people who are evil people, and they are in Arafah and they say, I can't see anything. My aunt told me this. Like, when she went to Hajj, a woman was asking, where is the Arafah? I said, we are in Arafah. I said, I can't see anything. And when they got the history later, it was a woman who will stop everybody from fetching water from the borehole that his younger brother built as a house. He's يمنعون تمنع الناس من الماء. She stopped people from getting from water. Because she said, I didn't see her. She went to her, but she didn't see Arafah. There are different experiences that people have when on Arafah. So don't assume it's just like, but why are the ulama saying? They said that for a reason, that if you're in Arafah, or some people, because of the jalal or because of the heat, they will just pass out, or someone who has epilepsy, for example, is in and out of state on Arafah. Maybe the medical care, maybe whatever can happen. But at least if you are aware that, okay, at the moment I was in Arafah, your feet is okay. Some of them said the period, they have said it here, like the way it's in other books, is بِقَدْرِ جَسَدِينَ سَجْدَتَيْنِ. The time it takes, the minimum. Some of them have said, but the ulama said no. Some of them said, no, let it be more than that. Maybe, and that's why I said between 5 to 10, 15 minutes. If you say the time it takes between two sajda, who ask sajda of who? Is it the sujood of Rasulullah that he will be there for a long time? You get it? There's no way to say the length of time that you'll be between two sujood, but something like that. If you are not, I've said this, if you are not, if you don't get to Arafah before sunset, you slaughter an animal. So, but your Hajj is still okay. What are the sunnah? that you can, that is encouraged, is recommended to be present in the khutbah, like I said, in Masjid Namra after, by the time of Salatul Zuhr is there. Whoever, and this one is easy because every group will have someone doing khutbah. So whichever khutbah that you made, whether it's your country or another person's country, listen to that speech of Arafah that day from after Salatul Zuhr is Sunnah. Is there. Combining your Zuhr and Asri and shortening them, two different things. Combining the Zuhr and the Asr for people who are in Arafah at the time of Asr is Jam'u Ta'khir. Jam'u Ta'khir. You delay it. Zuhr and Asr at the time of Asr. Two rak'ah. You get it. That's that. For people who live in Arafah, they have to complete their salah. And that's why I said two things. Combining the salah for everybody. Shortening the salah for those people who are regarded as travelers. If you are not living there. For people who live in Arafah, they combine the salah but they don't shorten it. For those of you who are going from here, you combine and you shorten at the same time. These are the sunnah of Arafah. The Subhanallah, it's a long time. I was taking the time. The manduba, the things that are encouraged for us to do in Arafah, if you can really stand on the rocks of Arafah, Jabal Rahma, if you can find yourself there on those rock, the plain rock, then be good for you. Because the Prophet ﷺ stood there. So if you are able to be in a state of wudu while on Arafah, the better for you. If you are able to stand among the people, not standing alone, definitely that's like today. There is no way you can stand alone on Arafah. You'll be there with people. So these are just extra things. Like that to make dua in Arafah or other things that has to be done. The fourth one, we have said what? What's the first pillar? Let's revise because it's getting too long. What's the first pillar? Ihram. What's the second one? Sa'yu. Sa'yu. It's Safa and Marwa. The third one is Arafah. And the final one now, Tawaf al-Ifada. You can start making your Tawaf al-Ifada. You can start making your Tawaf al-Ifada from the morning of the day of Eid. But on condition that you have completed, you have done your ramyu, you have thrown the stone. So this is why it's almost like impractical to say that same day because you are required at least 2 days to do two jamra. Jamra to Kubra, the big one, the middle one, and the last one. So we'll get there, inshallah.
So you're saying now that after Jamratul Aqaba, the very first one, which is on the day of Eid,
Yeah,
it is still not it is not time yet to do your Tawaful Ifadah.
you can do Tawaf al-Ifada, but you still have to come the second day
Do the other
and do the other Jamra.
Okay.
You get it?
But does it mean that it has to be after all the 3 days?
No. So your Tawaf al-Ifada can be from that time till Akhir Dhul Hijjah, till the end of Dhul Hijjah. But if you delay it till the end of Dhul Hijjah, you still be in a state of Ihram anyway. So the longer you want to be in a state of Ihram, if you are enjoying Allah so much, a good Abid. Some people are there to. Some people are going to Hajj. They say, "I want to go and die in that Hajj." Allah, some people they don't have any business with you people in this world. They are done for Allah, so they want to be like that. But you are saying it starts from the day of Nahar, the day of Eid, so to say, the second day after Arafah, the day that you slaughter the animal, and you can extend that till it's extended till the last days of Dhul Hijjah. If you extend it beyond Dhul Hijjah, into Muharram, you have to slaughter an animal to make up for that. If for any reason, and there can be many reasons. Maybe someone after Arafah fainted, was admitted to hospital, whatever like that. Anything can happen. Or someone who was lost. People get lost. And you have his body, he lost his phone, they are looking around for him, they took him somewhere. Or like one of our sheikhs said, I can't remember where they were, I think they did ziyarah, it was in Mosque of Medina. The askar just picked him, just arrested him, and he had to go to the police station because he was talking to another person from another country. Like that, anything can happen. So that's why it's good to know, okay, if something happens, I still have excuse, I can still have it extended to this time or whatever it is. So if the Haji shows the stone against shaitan, other things will follow anyway. You have to slaughter your animal. You have to shave your hair for if you're a man. Shaving is the best. You don't have any reason to have low cut. Okay? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "May Allah forgive those people who shave their hair." I'm talking of a man. Oh. A woman is not allowed to shave her head at any instant. She just takes something small, cut something small from your ear. It's enough for a woman. For a man, the Prophet ﷺ said, may Allah forgive those people who shave. You hear me? Who shave their heads. The Sahaba said, what of those people who cut it low? I'm coming. The Prophet said, may Allah forgive those who shave their head. He said, what about those people who just make low cut? The Prophet said, may Allah forgive those who shave their head and those people who cut it low. So it's like 3 levels better than mashallah. Now there's a question.
Yeah, so for women,
Uh-huh.
is it a must to use like something to cut the hair, or is it possible to just pull something out?
Yeah, it's usually something that is something whatever uh, something tangible. I don't know how to say.
Like you don't necessarily have to use a scissors or
You probably use a scissors or a blade or something. You may need to.
you can just take out like
Yeah, it's not just a strand.
I think it's like what I heard of
Yeah.
it's like about an inch or something.
Yeah, something. Just take the tip of your ear. If it's like just cut something, cut it off. It's simple. You see how Islam loves women, right? No stress. Islam doesn't want to stress them. Sorry? Someone said you can just cut one, remove one strand. I don't get it, inshallah. So then he has to leave Muna, then do his tawaf with the father. It's not sunnah that he has to do his Salatul Eid in Muna. Or because apparently there's no Eid for someone who is in Hajj. He's different from us. Let's now talk about tawaf. This is where now I want to combine what you do in tawafu. Yeah, good. Anyway, one compulsory things that you have to do in your tawaf. Let's do tawaf the father first. Then, if there's any other addition, I'll say conditions for which your tawaf will be valid. One, you have to be in a state of you cannot be in a state of hadath, not any major purity impurity. The same conditions that you require for salah. That's easy. The same way that you be for salah, your wudu, you cannot be in a state of hide or anything like that. You cannot have money, you cannot have anything. You have to be in wudu like that to make your tawaf. We have said for sa'i, is it compulsory to be in a state of wudu or optional? I want to say how much you will remember. It's optional. And that's why I said, if you break your wudu along the line, you don't need to go and be looking for anything. Don't break your ashwat. You have to cover your aura. Someone is saying, but why will I open? Yes. If you see the way people struggle sometimes, it's possible that maybe some people, in fact, maybe their izar is even dropping. You have to be conscious, like, no part of my body is open, like my aura. And for a man, it's easy. We know our aura. Our aura is just between, what is between? You remember the way I used to say, what is between I didn't say from your navel. I said what is between your navel and your knees. If I, for instance, now at any point I'm sitting and my izar drops to this point, you are okay. You get it? It's not below, it's what is between your knees and your navel. Allah barakatillahi. Yes, this one, except you are mad, you are crazy. You have to put, even saying it is making me laugh. You have to put the Kaaba on your left. I don't know how you want to do tawaf. And every other person is going this way. And you go and put the Kaaba on your right. Then that's what I said, except you are really, really off. Or maybe perchance Allah made it that the time that you're in Kaaba, there was no single human being in the Kaaba doing tawaf at that time. You may miss it, but know that the Kaaba has to be on your left if you're doing tawaf. This is not applicable. This was written years ago. It cannot, and the point is that uh, you cannot, your body cannot be, you can't be doing tawaf and your body is directly on the Kaaba. You get it? There has to be a space between you and that break. You get it? For tawaf. I don't mean that at any point your body cannot touch the Kaaba, but you can't like be like body to wall and say you are doing tawaf. There has to be a distinction between you and the Kaaba. The order. You cannot be on top of the Kaaba. These are theories, right? But it's good to know. And you cannot be outside of the haram. You cannot be outside of the mosque, outside and doing tawaf around the mosque. That is not tawaf. Um, Hijr Ismail. You know what is Hijr Ismail? You cannot do tawaf inside of it. Why? Who knows the reason? Because originally that part is part of the Kaaba. When the great flood happened and the Arabs rebuilt the Kaaba, we learned that in Syria class, they didn't have enough resources to rebuild the Kaaba to the original structure. So that Hijr Ismail part is inside the Kaaba. So what we mean is you cannot do tawaf inside that black house. You cannot make it above that house. And this is, you see why it's important to understand the concept to say so whatever falls into the original perimeter of the Kaaba.
When you say above the house, do you mean
Directly on top, let's say on top of,
it's not this
yeah, no, you cannot be on top of the Kaaba. You cannot do have inside of the Kaaba, and I'm not saying inside of the Haram. I'm saying inside of the Kaaba. Some people think when all those princes and the president go inside the Kaaba, the black house, if they are doing tawaf inside. No, no, it's not like that. Uh, the tawaf must be seven cycles. You have to start from the Hajar al Aswad to Hajar al Aswad. That's the starting and ending point. If you start from Hajar al Aswad, one, it ends there. Two, like that until you make up seven. Like I said, the tawaf has to be inside of the haram itself. It cannot be outside, except if there is darura. The darura can be that the whole of the masjid is full, and people, you have lines like that from the Kaaba till the gates, like that. There is no space inside. Then, but that kind, I don't pray to make that kind because that would be like maybe almost uh, maybe 20 kilometers. I don't know. I don't know how many kilometers you make if the higher the perimeter. You cannot break in between the like excessive break between each cycle. Yeah, like that. Mm. If you there's so much break for any reason, I fell down, I felt unconscious. You have to repeat uh, it for whoever it is. If you are doing your tawaf and they start the salat the composed salah, salah to subi, salah to zur, and like that, you stop your tawaf and you join that salah. Although tawaf is a ruknu, but salat is also al fariba. So here you give preference to salat. If you make seven already, if you make four already, after your salat, you complete the three. So it's not like you're starting all over again. While you are making your tawaf, you cannot sneak a nafila there. Don't let anybody give you one nakali where they say once you get to the middle of after doing the third tawaf, you quickly do one two raka nafila. That kind of one, they will ask you to read Surah to Baqarah and Al Imran on one raka. I don't take that nakali. It's not kolo. Kolo very inshallah. So what you must do, if any of these seven things that we have said, we cannot find it, your tawaf is deficient. These are shurut, the conditions of validity of your tawaf. You must be in wudu, you must cover yourself, your body must not, you must put the house to your left, your body must not like be gummed to the walls of the Kaaba. It has to be seven, it has to be inside the mosque, it has to be like back to back. So this seven. Without that, so your tawaf is not valid. After doing tawaf, what are the compulsory things that you have to do, which is wajib? 2 rak'ah after tawaf. If you can do that nafila right behind the Maqam Ibrahim, that you know the Maqam Ibrahim. Let's have the picture that has the pictures, that has um, the person who is the admin can also help me with the. I think you should be able to access it to access the picture. So let's see what we have here. I know, okay, it's not this. So just a second. Mhm. Okay, this is the Jamra. This is Jamra. When we get to Jamra, the Jamra has to be also be seven stones for each one. Don't go and take a whole brick. Yeah. So people think this is the size of the stone pebble that you're picking. That's how big. When people will say the shaitan that is following them from their country is very big. So they are looking for a rock. It not be so. It not be so. It's not like that. Oh my god. Why is this one coming up? Let's find this picture. I think it's the one with five. I wish someone can help me. I think it's this guy. Mashallah. Yes. Oh, the picture is not even there. Anyway, the Maqam Ibrahim is just the way we don't have it, but I think it's visible. That is that golden dome is standing like this, where Nabi Ibrahim stood when he was building the Kaaba, and that's how you see that the present day Kaaba is actually smaller because you can't stand from there and be building the house there. What kind of person are you? So it's actually bigger than that. So good. I wanted to say this is the Hajj Ismail. That circumference is the Hajj Ismail. You can pray inside here. You can pray here, but you cannot. When you are doing your tawaf, you must not come inside here. You have to go around it. But if you are able to enter here and make supplication, it's like you are making supplication inside the Kaaba. It's people fight to even stand there. Also, another part is the multazam. Maybe we'll get to the mustahabbat. I'm checking time. I don't know how much time we have. This is the door of the Kaaba. This is the Hajar Aswad. If the place between this door and the Hajar Aswad. Okay, how can I explain? Okay, yeah, okay. For those of you who are watching, this is the door of the Kaaba, and this is the black stone. It looks like a small space. It's a big space. It's a big space. It's almost like this. So, because Allah says, whatever dua that you make in between here is mustajab. So, I think what we'll do is we'll take another time to talk about the azkar, these supplications that we want to do. For that, I don't know how much time we have. I want to seek help of if we can have the help of someone. I have a document in Arabic. I mean to like maybe translate it or do like that, make it into a PDF to share within the time that we have. We can try to work on that anyway. But I think it's beautiful. The wajibat of tawaf, that's 2 rakah behind the Hijr Ismail. If you can do like if you have the so I'm saying no sorry I'm saying Maqam Ibrahim. This is this is like a big dome. If you can stand behind it, and what do you need behind it? Because the Kaaba is there. You have to whatever salah you are making, you have to make sure that you are seeing the Kaaba. Now when we're talking about the Qibla, you enjoy the Qibla issue now because anywhere you are, any salah you are making, you have to face the Kaaba. So you can make the nafila anywhere, but if you can find yourself, let's say this camera stand is the Kaaba, and this is the Maqam Ibrahim. If you first here, you can make your salah. If you come from there, you can make salah. But if you can make it here behind that maqam facing the Kaaba, oh my God, it's so beautiful. But if you cannot make it, uh, there's nothing about that.
A
Um,
question about
yeah,
that. Um, since is it it's natural, right? Those two raka that you're making.
the one that I'm making after tawaf is wajib. You must make it. You must make it.
So you
Making
don't.
it behind the maqam Ibrahim is optional. But you have to make it. It's wajib because there's an ayah. Everything that we say is wajib. It's just that we don't have time to. The ayah that she read highlights everything. It's in the check Surah Al Hajj. Everything that is mentioned there. Yeah, starting from Hajj al Aswad is compulsory. So if you find out that maybe there was two, I mentioned this before, there were two more people who I thought I was looking at the Hajj al Aswad, so I'd passed because sometimes you're looking at something and you had passed it. If you saw that you had passed it, that shout, that circle, you cancel it. You add another one. You get it. If you realize later, oh, it was not complete, then you slaughter. Your tawaf has to be done walking. If for any reason you are not able to walk, you are on a wheelchair or something, you slaughter an animal for that. The sunnah of tawaf attributed to tawaf is to kiss the Hajar Aswad if you can do. Some people are there fighting over that. If you can't touch it, khalas. Is it good to struggle to try? Yes. The Prophet did. The Khulafa did. All the friends of Allah do. Don't be lazy. Try and make an effort. That's what I was saying. Make an effort. But if it's not possible, if you can just put your hand in that direction. I remember my teacher, Quran teacher, when I was young, said, Wallahi, when he went to Hajj, when he stretched his hand in that direction and he twisted his hand, the things changed. People have different experiences, wallahi. So with Hajj, and alhamdulillah ala kulli hali. Without talking, you don't need to make any sound. At the beginning of Tawaf, it's sunnah to kiss, to start by, meaning that once you enter the haram, where are you going straight? After sighting the haram and you make dua, oh Allah, I've come to your house. Once you see the haram, you do your talbiyah again, you make dua, you make your niyyah. As you're walking towards the Kaaba, what's the first place you are going? You're going to the Hajj al Aswad. That's where you're starting from. From your hotel room. You see, I'm joining in the back now. If you cannot touch it, you should touch it with his hand. I've said this. If he has a stick, you should use that to touch it. And if you cannot do that, فَلْيُشِيرُ إِلَيْهِ بِيَدِهِ. Every time, if it's possible, some people, Allah can make it easy for you that every time you go around, you're able to. Because you're coming back to that point, if you are able to touch it at every time you touch the Hajar al-Aswad, you say Allahu Akbar. Every time. Or even if you are making your share, say Allahu Akbar. Every time.
Even for the first time.
Yeah. Every time that you do that. In the first time, touching the Rukn Yamani. Where's the Rukn Yamani? This angle here. The, if you're going, the first corner after the corner of the Hajj al Aswad, there are four sides to the Kaaba. Here. The Rukn al Yaman is the one in yellow. Can we make this bigger? Sorry. Okay, good. This is the Rukn al Yamani here. I think we have a pen or something. Ya Allah, Latif. Hmm. Okay, sorry. The color is
I
white.
think it is the one that is the green one.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah, from the other side. Sorry. Yeah, from the other side. I was. Yeah, this is the Rukn al Yamani here. Is it? I can't see. Is it showing me that? Allah. Wanted to. Okay, this is the green one here. Ajib. So, no, this is the Rukn al Yamani. The next one. This is the Hajar al Aswad, the black stone. So is the next one to it from the other side. So if you are going, your tawaf is going anti-clockwise. Some of them have said you are trying to. The whole world is going this way. You are trying to reset your life, and that's why after you do your Hajj, it's like a reprogramming. The clock in the world are going clockwise. But when you go to Hajj, you're going to reset everything. You're going against that time. So if you go from here and you go one, this is 1, 2, 3. By the time you are coming back just before the the Hajj al Aswad again, if you're able to touch there, it is Sunnah. And the document I'm going to give you, the person make a mistake if I didn't correct. He says greeting the Rukn al Yamani. And this one I was telling someone, I think I said it in one WhatsApp group today, like how it was. So how you can make mistake in translation? Istilam. It translated this as salam, making taslim. It's, it's subtle. It looks like a small thing, but look at so istilam was translated in that document as what? Like saying salam or greeting. How will you greet the you say salam to that corner? No, no. You are touching. Istilam is lamsu bil yad, to touch something. If you're able to just touch it, Allah barakatillah. Uh, Ar-Raml for a man, the first three circles in Tawaf al-Qudum. In Tawaf al-Qudum. This is not a Tawaf. So please note that. Tawaf al-Qudum is the first welcome Tawaf. The first three circles, you're like jogging. Like it's not like fast jog. It's in between real jogging and walking. It's historical, but it becomes part of the Sunnah. The time that Allah commanded the Prophet ﷺ to make Hajj, that time there was like an epidemic, a disease broke out among the companions, and everybody was sick that time. And people were dragging like that. And the unbelievers were there laughing at the Muslims. See, look at them. And the Prophet told them, everybody, make your ihram in such a way to show your muscle. And when you get to that side that the unbelievers are saying, they cannot be around like that. Jog so that they can see that there's fitna. And it becomes the sunnah. So the first three to show that you are there for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And while you are making your tawaf after your azkar, make as many dua as you can. It's a place of istijaba. Make touching or kissing the Hajj al Aswad in every other circle is mustahab. It's very optional. If you can, like that. Al multazam. Where is the multazam?
The space between Hajar Aswad
And this door of the Kaaba. If you can make dua there, we said this place of istijaba is optional. If you can get as close as possible to the wall of the Kaaba, not like dragging your body on it, it is mustahab. If you're able to do your tawaf al-ifada is after you complete your arafah on the day of slaughtering, is mustahab. If you're able to do it before Zawal, before Salatul Zuhur, it's mustahab. It's optional. Meaning that you're able to do everything. You do your jamra, you slaughter your animal, you shave your hair, and you are back. If you're able to do it, it's optional, but it's good. Uh, mm, we're done with that. Let's talk about Muzdalifah. After Tawaf al-Ifada, you have done your Arafah. What did you do again? After Arafah, you mm, you go to Muzdalifah anyway. So you go to Muzdalifah. So Muzdalifah, it is compulsory to be at Muzdalifah after completing Arafah that night. So once you move from Arafah, you can move before Fajr. Just make sure that for some part of the night you are there. If you are there at Arafah, what do? You combine your Maghrib and Isha. You pray your Maghrib fully and you shut in your Isha. So don't I think I missed that when I was talking about it. So thereafter, you sit down. Some say sit down, eat, do some things. If you're carrying something, put it down, stay for some time. And if you want to leave after that, you are leaving from Arafah to what? To Muzdalifah. You try to be at Muzdalifah before sunrise. Now, sunrise is after Isfar, right? The sun is before the sun is out. I don't say before daybreak. I don't say before immediately after Fajr. Before uh, that's Ishraq after Ishraq. For how long are you required to stay in Muzdalifah? The same time for which you can amount, put things down, maybe 10, 15 minutes thereabout. That's the minimum for which, like we have said, mashallah. So that's that. What are the sunnah? Oh, Afwan, sorry. I think I missed something. Your Aisha, okay. Your Maghrib and Isha is at Muzdalifah. I said at Arafah, right? Okay, so as at Muzdalifah. Okay, I was not sure what I said. Anyway. So your Maghrib and Isha at Muzdalifah. So you make your Maghrib and Isha. You drop your things if you're carrying. Anyway, that was the time that people. Do you know that when people used to go to Hajj, they'll take their goats and their sheep from their house. They'll carry it. Yeah. That time. Now they transport it to you. You even know they pay someone, they kill everything for you. You are enjoying. And that's why when they're talking about tying things, can you tie, if you have a rope for your animal, can you carry it? You have to carry it because you need to get that area. People will go with their goat and they are carrying everywhere they went. Allahu Akbar. So if you are complaining today, how do you think people did Hajj at that time? You are riding one camel, you are still carrying another goat or another sheep or another ram. Because Allah, things are so easy for us now, alhamdulillah. So combining the two, inshallah, like I said, staying there a bit with people, uh, anyway, doing qasr of isha, I've said that. Mustahabbat, things that are not sunnah, if it's good, when we make that, is to stay around that place till Salatul Subh. If you don't stay there till Salatul Subh and you move, it's okay. But if you can stay there in Muzdalifah, facing, making dua, doing askar, doing tilawa, praising Allah, whatever you can do in terms of ibadah, do it. And that is the place that the Quran refers to as Mash'ar al-Haram. Mash'ar al-Haram. So it is a place in Muzdalifah called Mash'ar al-Haram. Um, any place in whatever they call Muzdalifah is okay. It doesn't have a specific place that you have to be in Muzdalifah. Sleeping there is mustahab if you can. It's the same thing that I've said. Uh, Living there after Fajr is also mustahab. After praying there like that. Rushing from Muzdalifah to Mina is mustahab, like you said. Rushing does not mean running. Isra'an, hastening up. Don't be doing the get there. Just hastening up to go there. It's not like jogging or anything. I'm trying to cover as much as we can. We're almost done with Allah. Al-Jawrat al-Aqaba, throwing the stone at Aqaba. That starts from Fajr of the day of slaughtering, which is the second day of Arafah, till sunset. Till sunset. If you are not able to do your throwing of stone that day, then you make up for it. You make up for it. Um, you know, go and throw it again. It's a different case if you didn't do it at all till you leave Mecca, which I don't think that makes any sense. So if you are not able to make it that day, you go back and make it whenever you are able to do. What are the conditions that you have to meet for your Rami al Aqaba to be valid? Um, Whatever you have to throw has to be a stone or pebble, so to say. It cannot be very hard bolly or something like that. I'm just giving a very funny example. Yeah, it cannot be something like artificial. It has to be like stone like. Even if it's how you release a gulun to this kind of no how do I say this? Uh there's some stone that look like it's easy, they easily break. They have like pores in them like this. It looks like the ones that we used to wash our legs to smoothen our legs, you know. What do you call it? Pumice. Okay, my English is not there. Anyway, but it has to be the family of rocks. Yeah, pebble or something like that. Like that. رخاما or صخرا. You cannot use clay or like sand. Let's say you cannot use sand for that. Or mashallah, I so much love Allah. Okay, I just mined some gold. Don't throw gold like real gold or diamond. Don't do that. Don't waste it. Um, it has to be small things. Don't go and carry a rock. It has to be pebbles, small things that you can carry in your hand like this. Don't carry a big thing. So there's a condition. You should throw it with your hand. Don't use a catapult. Those are people I say, allow. I'm targeting that big one. Who is the shaitan that's standing there? Like, no, don't use another tool. Just throw it with your hands. What I want to say, just throw it in that direction. If it misses that structure, no problem. Don't say, when I threw it, it didn't hit it, take another one. No. Once it's in that direction and it's around that space that is made, don't throw it at people. I will make sure that you are throwing it long enough to reach. But it doesn't have to like hit that structure that we showed particularly. You cannot throw the 7 at once. You have to throw them one by one. Yeah, you have to throw them one by one. Total for every the 3 days are gonna do, right? So at least 2. It has to be 7 for each throwing. Yeah, so if you throw 7 today, mashallah, you come back tomorrow, you do another 7. If you do less than 7 and you want, you come back and do it. If you throw less than 7 or more than 7. So you can't say, but at least Allah can subtract the 7 from me and keep the rest too. Question.
Yes, there are some people that throw stones or pebbles on behalf of
Other
other
people, yeah,
people. What is it? How does that?
work. Someone is sick, Masha. I like that question. Someone is sick, is not able to be there. Can I do it on Miraba? Yes, someone can do it. But how did the real mercy? It's easy these days. When the person wants to throw it, let him call you. Or say, I will throw your stone in 5 minutes or 3 minutes. He has to make the new year. Or some people are even there. Old man, he cannot even carry his own hand. So okay, I want to throw your stone now. He's following with his mind as they are throwing it for him. Yeah.
So, is it like you're performing Hajj on that person's
No,
behalf, or
no. Someone is sick or is not able to be there. Someone is lost, for example, in Hajj and he's not there, and he's able to communicate to you, or he's detained somewhere. I cannot make it. He's going to go, both of us, please throw it on my behalf. What will you do? Once you finish throwing your own, you call the person. That's the easiest way I understand now. I'm ready to throw it now. Okay, mashallah. He's following you and saying Mr. Birich every
okay,
one you are trying. So you can make it.
sorry,
Yeah, go ahead.
the common one that people do now is like throw pebbles on people on other people's behalf, or maybe let's say family or relatives.
Who are not making Hajj.
Yes,
That's they are joking.
they have to do Hajj.
They have to be doing Hajj.
Doing Hajj at that time.
Yeah. You cannot throw it for someone who is not doing Hajj. What is he doing? He's just playing. That's not Hajj. Anyway. No, it's like you have a question? No. Uh, so you do it between after sun has rise, Lazarel. Yeah, so that's the question now.
Is the door of the Kaaba locked?
I guess it's locked.
Who has the key?
MashaAllah. When you get to Hajj, inshallah, you can ask them. I don't know. Huh? If the door was not locked, what do you think? Some people have tell, in fact, you also have a big lock. People will tell that. See, some people think there's something inside there. There's nothing there. It's just the house of Allah. Allah Akbar. Kabira. Allah Akbar. Um, it is mustahab, optional. If you can pick your stone right from Muzdalifah, carry the stone you want to throw from Muzdalifah, good for you. Uh, Other than that, you can pick your pebble anywhere. Um, it's supposed to have that when you get to Jamra, don't go and do other businesses before you now say, okay, now after I'm done other things, make it the first thing that you do when you get to the Jamra to do your Jamra. It is preferable that you pick your stones yourself. It is preferable that you pick 7 stones. Don't pick one stone and carry a hammer. Okay, let me break it into 7. Pick 7 stones distinct. You get it. And usually you have stones there. I don't know, maybe they bring them back every year. And they throw them back there. The people, Allah Akbar. Mm, mashallah. So to do takbir with every praying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and like that for every genre that you do. I'll answer your question later because we're running out of time. Doing it like one after the other like that. Don't make a fast in between. Except, for example, that someone is calling, you can pick your call if it's something like is emerging or something you need to attend to. Hey, pick your call, but don't do 3, wait for 30 minutes, then like make it mutawaliyan. It's like that. Once you've done that, one of the mustahabat is to stay uh, in between the jamra, to sit there, make dua. In fact, the ulama say if you can read Surah Al-Baqarah between one jamra, the big jamra, and the next one, it's okay. Uh, it is also mustahab, a good thing to do, to stand on the left side of the second. This is must have changed now, so I don't think it's relevant. Before there should be like different pillars, but from the picture that we saw now,
I think there's different pillars. There's the big
okay,
one,
yeah,
there's the
now,
middle one, and
okay,
there's
yeah,
the
tamam.
top one.
Yeah, yeah. It should keep the Jamra to his left side, meaning that it's like this. It's not. I don't know how it will even be. Yeah, the Jamra will be. He's throwing with his right hand. Look at it like you're throwing with your right hand towards the left direction, this way. Yeah. So it will be difficult for people who are leftists. I don't know how they think things. Yeah, it will be hard because they'll be throwing in the direction of their hand. Anyway, I'm a righty, so it's not difficult to do. It should put the Jamra to his left side. Um, basically, mm, that's the second Jamra anyway. That's the second Jamra. No. Once he done the first Jamra, he should proceed immediately to the second one, and like that. Um, he's still allowed to do his Jamra within the days of Mona. That is Ayam Tashriq, 3 days after the day of Arafah. So within, if he's not able to do it, he has that span of time to do his Jamarat. Um, preferably to do it before Salatul Zuhur. Preferably, preferably. The next one that we want to talk about, shaving your hair. We mentioned that a bit. Um, if you shorten your hair, it's okay, but the best for a man is to shave the ear. Usually, what do you need to do? Sometimes people try to waste time there. I don't know if this work for black people, but for white people, there are things you can put on your head, like lotion or something, and your ear removal creams. If that's what will work for you, just do it sharp, sharp, and then apply it on your head with your own hand. I don't know if that works, but I know people do. I know Arabs do it a lot. It's meaning that so that someone can help the other person. Someone is just helping, and it goes like that. It goes faster. It goes faster that way. A woman أن تأخذ من جميع أطراف شعرها قدر عن أمولة. She should take the length of this from just takes a bit of like question.
Yes, regarding the sacrifice, is it necessary for it to be done like in Makkah or can it be done somewhere else on behalf
If
of the one you're doing?
if you are atoning for something that you make or the one the compulsory hadaya,
Yes, I don't know.
don't worry, we'll get there, inshallah. Don't worry, inshallah. So he has to cut his hair, make sure he cut his hair or shorten it before he leaves Makkah. He has to before he leaves Makkah. If he delays it and he didn't cut his hair till he left Makkah, he entered the plane, he don't go. I know he done, he has to slaughter an animal. So now that animal definitely will not be in Mecca. And that's why I need to kind of for shopping there. We get to the Hadaya itself. So he has to do it outside of Mecca. Even if he's living in Medina. ولو ولو قربت بلده. أن يقع بعد رمي جمرة العقبة. He has to make sure that he has done the throwing of the stone before he cuts his hair in that sequence. Then at Arafah, go to Muzdalifah, pick the stone in Muzdalifah, goes to Muna, throw the stone. After throwing the stone, then shaving or cutting his hair. So cutting his hair will have to come after throwing the stone. Okay. throwing the stone is the beginning step of getting out of ihram. Throwing the stone, I'm done. That's what you are starting to signify. So, cutting your ear will not make any Sharia sense if you have not thrown the stone. Because you have not even begun. Always throwing the stone, cutting your ear, slaughtering the animal, you are getting out of ihram, the state of ihram. So it's from tahleel. You are doing tahleel, getting out of the ihram. So that's why you have to have thrown the stone before shaving your ear. Uh, what is that? Um, they want you to mustahab, optional, to shave your ear after slaughtering your animal. It is mustahab also to do it on the day of slaughtering. To make it before Salat Zuhur, to make it before Tawaf al-Ifada, which is the last Tawaf. But Tawaf al-Ifada is modifico. That's the way of Ifada. Now I've honed it completely. So, but the beginning step is what? Is the ramyu that we're doing. Um, we say it is wajib أن يقدم رمي الجمرة على عقبة على الحلق. It should do it, and I've said that before. If, let's say some rulings now. If the person shave his hair before throwing the stone, he has to do fidya. If I write that down. Not fidya is either he fasts 3 days or he feeds or he kills a goat. So if he places shaving the hair before throwing the stone, he has to do that. Uh, then if he now hmm, hmm. if the Hajj, the person making Hajj, shaves his hair before throwing the stone, after throwing the stone, he should how do I say this? He should pass the blade over his head. Like it's like he's reversing the process. Because I didn't do that. Even if there is no air there, he should just do like whatever, pass the blade to just even if it's a clipper or something over his head again. Even if it's one to a two strand of hair that drops, then he will have done that in the right order that way. Um, so in this order, throwing the stone, slaughtering the animal, shaving the air, then tawaf for the farmer. In that order.
The
Yeah.
remedy that we're talking about here, are we talking about all the three, like all of them, or remedy that
رمي العقبة. Mm. Um, mm. If he does tawaf al-ifada before رمي العقبة, or he shaves before Aqaba, what will he do? I want to see if you get it.
video?
No. If he misses both, if he does tawaf and shaving his hair both before Rami, he will do both fidya and slaughtering of animal, both. If he does tawaf al-ifada before throwing the stone, he will slaughter an animal. If he does shaving the hair before throwing the stone, he will do fidya. If he does both before he will do both. You have to attend to each of them separately. So yeah, both fidya and that. And maybe to be Muna. I want him to pass the night at Muna. Pass the night at Muna is compulsory. It's compulsory. After Tawaf al that day of slaughtering, the Hajj have to go back to Muna to sleep there in Muna. And the days of Muna are Thalathatun Bilayaliya, 3 days and 3 nights. Illam yata'ajjal, like the Quran says, when yata'ajjal, whoever is in a hurry and rushing back, he has to do at least 2 days of sleeping in Muna. So that's that. Yeah, questions?
Why do you have to sleep in
Because Allah says you should sleep in Muna. Simple. Easy. It's easy, 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 easy. What are the reasons that can make you to say I'm rushing? That you leave there the before sunset of the second day. Of the second day. Uh, من حبسه الزحام عن الخروج قبل الغروب, whoever for one reason is not able to, then so whoever has a sincere need, then can leave after the second day before sunset. Um, I think the other ones will come in questions. Sorry, what's this? You should make sure that the other jamarat, the three jamarat, is are done within the days of Mona, within those 3 days that is in Mona. So like that. Let me say every day he will do the three jamarat. Every day there is in Mona. Before the day of Nahar, he will do three jamarat, the bigger one, the middle one, the smaller one for that day. If he goes to do his tawaf al and comes back to sleep in Mona, the second day he will do it. If he's not in a hurry, the third day he will do the three jamarat like that, and for every day that he stays in Mona.
question?
Now, question.
Then for the first day, the one who does the Jamarat al Aqaba, then the second day, and if he does the third day, then he does both other three.
Hold on. Let's say something more. He does the three every day. He does the three every day. يجب على الحاج كل يوم من أيام منى رمي الجمرات الثلاث. كل يوم. Every day he does it. What we are saying is that, well, I know why it's kind of confusing, that you have to do at least the Jamratul Aqaba. It's like a list we are saying there. We say he has to do the Jamra before what? Check where we made that note. Where we say it has to be Jamratul Aqaba. He has to do that before. Before you get it. So if, for example, I do just only, which I don't see how it makes sense anyway. How you do, the Jamra is there. You do one, you now want to do Tawaf al-Ifada to come back to Mona and complete the other two. I don't see any sense in that. You get it. But we are saying he has to do at least Jamratul Aqaba before he does it Ifada. So doing that is the way, it's the minimum, if you get that. The time that he should make his Jamra is during the day. If for any reason he's not able to make his train of the sun during the day, that he has to fall at night, he will atone for it. The normal time for you to train your sun is broad daylight. If for any reason something happened and You don't want to miss it, and you have to throw it at night in the dark after group, after sunset. Then you make up for by slaughtering. Um, so I think basically, there's what is it that I've not touched? Yeah, the question that she asked that time, Niwaba fi Rami, doing throwing the stone on behalf of someone. Uh, Someone who has the capacity to do it has to do it. Someone who is sick, another person can do it. Someone who can sit and do it for himself, he has to sit and do it. The time that you have to completely give it to someone is when you don't have the energy to even do it. The best is to stand and do it. I don't have the energy. Stand, recline on someone, help like that. You continue dropping it in that order. Now I cannot even stand. I can sit, but with your sitting, you have the energy to throw it until you completely cannot do it. Then it's that time that someone can do it on your behalf. And when someone does it on your behalf, what do? You slaughter to atone for it. Why is it that I need someone? Why do I need someone to do it on my behalf when I can just go and slaughter an animal? They say if someone does it for you, niyabatan anil ithm, the same will go off your neck, but you still have to make up for it by slaughtering, atoning for it by slaughtering the animal. Um, Someone who is small in age, underage, who has not reached the puberty, I think we're running out of time, or someone who, well, billah, ran crazy during Hajj. He went berserk, something happened to his memory, his failure, or something. Someone has to do it on his behalf. Uh, not like that. For a small boy who cannot do it, his wali has to do it for him. If his wali delays beyond the days of Mona, he has to atone for it because he's the one who caused it for him. Uh, so tahallulat, they are actions. I just want to read like very fast. There are things that you use to get out of ihram. We have mentioned them, but let's just count them again. The smallest one is what? Jamratul Aqaba. That's the beginning step of Alhamdulillah, I'm done with my Hajj. I'm getting out of the state of Ihram. Because Ihram is a state that you put yourself into. You have to get out of that state in a formal way. You get it. So the first thing that you do, the first step is what? To do a Jamratul Aqaba. The bigger one, the major one, will be what? Is to do Tawaful Ifada. After doing Tawaful Ifada, what will you do next? Let me ask. Let's see how it's falling. I want to ask from the group. Who can answer? After doing Tawaf al-Ifada, what does he need to do? Who is following us? Many people are sleeping already. I want to answer. After doing Tawaf al-Ifada, what does he need to do? In the order of how we're saying. I want someone from the chat this time around. Hello? Is someone raising their hand? Are people allowed to talk here? Assalamu alaikum. Are we together? I can't know if you are hearing me or not. Oh. Yes, I know. I want to see if we can. Hola, are you there? We want to say Salat al-Maghrib and maybe we'll take question and answer. Because what I have left in my notes is a recap of the things that will nullify our Hajj and a recap of how to pay back and feed a bit of that anyway. I think subhanallah. And what we have left is less than 15 minutes or something. I prefer that we finish everything today so that if between now and time that everybody's leaving, questions can be coming. What if? And alhamdulillah, we're accessible. Nobody's answering me. I'm not sure anybody's hearing. I just want to be sure that we are talking. Are we together? I guess so. Anyway,
Wa alaikum salam. We are together.
is it like people are not allowed to talk or something? There's no one answering. Okay, something is happening.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Oh, someone is talking. Is there any that we can't hear? Just a second, please.
Assalamu
Someone has
alaikum.
been talking. Yeah. Something is blocking that. Oh. Just a second, sir. Let's see. The speaker is somewhere. Oh. Now, can you try to talk again now?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Good. Yes, sir. Sorry. I guess we've been talking. Yes.
No problem.
My question.
After Tawaf for the father,
Mm-hmm.
my understanding is you have to leave Makkah.
Uh-huh. And go where? Tawaf for the father, you are going back to Muna. You are going back to Muna.
It
It's
depends.
possible that you delay your Tawaf for the father. You get it. I don't know how the arrangements are. If you do your Jamrat al-Aqaba and you have opportunity of doing your Tawaf for the father, go and do your Tawaf for the father. Why? Because, and this is the point I want to make. Once you do your Tawaf for the father, you can go and kill any animal. You can sit there with your wife, whatever you want to do. You have done tahleel. And that's what I'm saying. You have removed yourself completely from uh, sumato. You get it? So that's why people say,
Mm.
let me go and do my tawaf for the father. I'm still here in Mecca. And every other thing after tawaf for the father, in that order, is, even if there is compulsory, you have removed yourself from the state of ihram. So if the arrangement, and I like this response, that's why it's good to ask question. If the arrangement is that you are not going to back to Makkah, you are finishing all your days in Muna, you are still in the state of ihram where you're doing other things. So that's the point I want to make. Jazakumullah khairan. So until you do tawaf al-ifadah, you are in the state of ihram. And everything that you don't have to do, you cannot do them until you do your tawaf al-ifadah.
Quick question.
Yes?
You say, like you can have like a sorry, I think
Mm-hmm.
like for like is it tahallul or tahallul?
Yeah, tahallul is to,
Tahallul. Um,
so that we can have it in the recording too. Yeah.
so for the tahallul, there could be like if you do the Jamratul Aqaba
Mm-hmm.
and and then you do the Rami, you do the Jamratul Aqaba,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think with that, like I think I'm
Before
not
the
sure.
stone,
With that, you have you're kind of release a little bit
Yeah,
from ihram.
yeah.
The only thing you cannot do at that point is going to be like being with your woman or with your man,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe hunting.
Hunting, yeah.
And I think there's also like it is disliked that you do perfume
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah,
But until like maybe after you
yeah.
slaughter
Yeah,
and then you do your farm or taxir,
yeah.
then you cannot release. Then
A
Tawaful
bit.
Ifado is the one that now releases you
Completely.
from everything.
And that's why we say there are two tahallulat. Tahallulat is like you free yourself from the bond of ihram. So the small one, yeah. So the three things, يكون التحلل الأصغر برمي الجمرة العقبة. If you, when you do جمرة العقبة, to recap what was said is that you can do everything after the trail of the stone of Aqaba. You can do everything except it was conjugal relation with your wife, uh, killing any animal, and using perfume. Just three things. But once you do your tawaf for the father, you can do everything. So even though you have not completed your jamara, the other stones that you have to throw, they are still like that. So depending on the arrangement, and this is why I like that point, you know where you are at in your journey. Okay, the arrangement they're making for us, they're saying this bus is not working, or this arrangement is not working. Okay, as, until this time, this is what I can do, and this is what I cannot do. It makes easy. Mm. If perchance after he has done his jamra, he now commits anything that he has not been released. After Jamra Akoba, he cohabits with his wife. He has done small tahleel. He has removed himself halfway. But he has not completed the other things. He will have to slaughter an animal to atone for that. So his Hajj is okay, but because he's not completely free at that time. So that is the other condition where we will have to what? To make up for by slaughter an animal after Tawaf al if he didn't shave before he did his Tawaf al he will still have, and he commits any of these things, he will still have to atone for it. It's okay. General recommendations of Hajj, because with all this, Hajj is done. And that's why I say what we have left is not too much. General recommendations of Hajj. Uh, I think this is this. We don't need this here. Um, if it's possible, although you can't determine that, if it's possible, if you have a choice, let me say, if you have a choice of we'll get to Mecca in broad daylight and we'll get to Mecca at night, make the choice of getting to Mecca in daylight. If you have a choice, but these days, except maybe you're using the new visa that you're using, and you can actually plan your own flight on your own. Even if it's even if for Umrah or other things, the same case applies. If you are doing your Umrah, try to book your flight in such a way that you are reaching Mecca in daylight. They want you to see the Kaaba in daylight. That's the general idea. If you can enter this, except someone tells you the Haram through Babu Salam. If you have someone who knows the way and you are going on your own, you can enter through Babu Salam. You won't even see it very well. You won't even know the Babu Salam. And because the city is so big now, it may be stupid if you are not in an hotel that is on the other side of the house. You are not saying you are walking to this other side because of you want to enter Babu Salam. So people are, what happens is if you don't know your priorities, you will be giving what you are not supposed to give priority. It's not anything. But if you can enter through Babu Salam, it's good for you. If you can do every day you are in Makkah, if you can go and do tawaf, as many tawafat that you can make, please do. If you can do tawaf after every salah, as much as you can, because those days are days that a big transformation can happen in the whole of your existence. Wallahi, some people, the day they went to Hajj was the day Allah said, you will never enter hellfire again. Some problem that some people are carrying on their head, wallah, it is in one of the times Allah will say, no, I've overlooked it for you. That problem is something that is done. So as many tawaf that you can do. Uh, Take advantage of drinking more Zamzam and making supplication before or after drinking. Make niyyah. This one Zamzam that I'm taking, may Allah make it to use for shifa, for whatever if you have, especially if you are struggling something with your health. Don't think anything is wrong. I used to have one headache. Ma'u Zamzam in the haram, my God, is a good blessing. If you can stay for 3 days, there's nothing rushing you. Stay there, more for 3 days. Uh, you know, I mean, like that. As much as for those of us who are burger, if you have an opportunity to stay in the blessed land for as long as before you stay there and enjoy your time. Tawaf al after doing all of this and you're saying haram, and then tomorrow you are going, if you can go back to Kaaba and say, oh Allah, I'm leaving your house. Allahu Akbar. It's mustahab. It's mustahab. Allahu Akbar. When you leave, you don't know whether you're going to come back again. You don't know. It's not like you're going to work in the morning and you're coming back at evening. Some people, maybe that's the only Hajj. Ask Allah for many Hajj. Oh Allah, I want to come back. Tell Allah. I don't want to leave your house for I want to come back here every time. Ask Allah especially. Allah can make it easy for you. How beautiful it is. Some atonement that we need to, if someone causes money to be discharged from his body, which is semen, he has to give hadaya. Even if it is not money, if it's just prostatic fluid that he caused it, bestiality, not that he was looking at the other person's gender, or he did something that we know will stimulate that, he has to make hadaya. It doesn't have to be at the peak of the discharge, something like that. If someone kisses his wife like lip to lip, even if there was no discharge, he will have to make hadaya. Uh, if it gets to the level of penetration of a relation between them, and that happens, Allah Akbar. Once in a state of ihram, the Hajj is gone. The Hajj is gone. If it happens, like we said this before, after the day of slaughtering, before Aqaba, we have said after Aqaba before, alayhi dam, you get it. But if it happens before, also the same thing. We have to slaughter an animal. If for any reason, well, billah, someone his Hajj got invalid, became invalid by any of these things that we said, it has to repeat the Hajj. I think I said this in introduction. He has to pay back the Hajj. He has to do Adaya again in the next year. Hmm. And he'll be in the state of Ihram, especially in this case. He cannot do anything for that whole year till the next Hajj. Because he has, he has to get out of the state of Ihram in a proper way. وَلَا يَتَحَلَّلْ بِعُمْرَةٍ. He cannot say, okay, what can I do between this year Hajj and the next Hajj? Let me make it an Umrah to get out of Ihram. No. He will remain in the state of Ihram. He cannot shave, he cannot cut his nail, he cannot kill any animal, he cannot do anything for 1 year like that. Don't try it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. If someone, listen to this part, missed being in Arafah, added to this, he can do tahleel. He can get out of the state of Ihram by doing Umrah. If it was not that he did that, for example, maybe something happened, he was jailed, he was sick, uh, he has to get out of the state of Ihram by making an Umrah. In the case of missing the Arafah with what you have on ground. Anyway, the point is the Sharia does not want you to destroy a good deed. You have to complete it. Allah says, for atimul hajj, you have to complete the hajj. So if it's not complete, and the time of hajj are limited, you have to complete it the next year automatically. Uh, so we have al hadaya, we have fidya, and we have anatomies that you pay, like I said, for killing. And if you kill a small animal, for example, like a, what can I say, like a rabbit, maybe you take one mudu of something to a species. So those are the three things we do. We kill like a hadaya, and when we say the hadaya, we mean like a ram and a bull or a camel, whatever it is. Uh, it has to be from the during the day of slaughtering an animal. You cannot do it the same way people your here that we do normally. You cannot do it before Fajr. It has to be in daylight. Um, for the people there, they have to slaughter. They can slaughter even before the Imam because they are not in Eid anyway. As long as it's after Fajr, they can slaughter the animal. Even before sun, before the sun is rising. Um, يجب الحرام في الإسكات. There are like 8 things that compulsively, if it happens, you have to make the hadaya. Um, if you make Hajj Tamattu al Quran, you have to make hadaya. If you leave any of the wajibat that we have mentioned, every other thing that is not a pillar, you have to make hadaya. If you have sexual relation, you have to make hadaya. Either the relation is the one that spoils your Hajj, or you are partially in and out before it happens. That one is not destroying the Hajj, but you still have to make hadaya for that. If for any reason there's a discharge, except if it's a kind of sickness, if for any reason there's discharge of manij, which is semen from you, and you have to make hadaya. Uh, if it's just prostatic fluid, which is usually out of lesser level of excitement or arousal, you have to make hadaya. If you kiss the halal opposite gender, like lip to lip, you have to make hadaya. If you swear by Allah that you have to make, I swear by Allah that I will do something and you didn't fulfill it in the Hajj, you have to make hadaya for it. And basically, any swearing like that. Um, so whoever is upon, he has to make hadaya, and he doesn't have what to make hadaya with. He will fast for 3 days in Hajj and make up for 7 days out of Hajj. So that's, I think that's easy. It's easy for many people. Allah says, "For man lam yajid, whoever cannot find for siyamu salafati ayamin fil Hajj, he should make 3 days of Hajj wa sab'ah and 7 idha raja'tu when he returns from Hajj. Tilka asharatun kamila." Allah says those are the 10 that he has to make. If he cannot, he doesn't have the means to slaughter that animal or something like that. Now somebody says something. Question. If there's a question, we can just ask directly. Who is raising the hand? I can't see. Just ask your okay. Ask. Go ahead. Can you just unmute yourself and ask, please? It's so.
Yeah, they are not muted.
Did I raise my hand?
It was
Yeah.
it was by error.
Huh?
Okay. Maybe it's a mistake. So in the case of the fasting, just a minute.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like
No.
uh, I kind of
Mm-hmm.
confused about uh, for the day of Arafat to be Arafah for just few minutes.
Minimum.
Minimum is one of the rukn of Hajj.
Rukn is
So
a
you say
pillar.
rukn and then wajib.
To be at Arafah
Yeah.
before Maghrib
Mm.
is wajib.
Mm.
If you miss that, you can make up for it. But to be in Arafah for a part of the night is a pillar. If you miss that, you didn't come to Hajj.
Yeah. So that's
So
okay.
what you are saying is, let me make it simple.
Mm.
There's any delay. Try to be in Arafah before Maghrib and do your Maghrib and after Maghrib, yes, you're done. You get it. So even if you get to Arafah early, you still have to be there till after sunset. You get it. But if there's any case, make sure that at least before Maghrib, you find yourself in Arafah. Don't let anybody, if you need to do extra, carry a ball, whatever you need to do, leave your people. If there's something, at least there. If you now cannot make it there before Maghrib, make sure that you reach Arafah before Fajr. Because if you never appear, not like no show. If the day of Arafah, you are not there during the day. And you didn't reach Arafah before Fajr of the second day of Rajab or Yom Nahar. You never come to Hajj with that one. So even if anything happens, that's why we said, leave your, you can come and do your salah later. You can come and do anything later. You get it. Okay, so
Another question is,
go ahead.
what if uh, this as you
Mm,
said,
mm.
one has to stay at Arafah till sunset.
Yeah.
What if somebody now leave before sunset?
Wọ́n tẹ̀lé wá láti lórí
So
yẹn.
that means they are what? See,
Àwọn ṣeré wá sí Hajj.
okay, they are Hajj.
So don't ever, no matter what anybody tells you, even if you need to work or call someone from Canada to send you extra money to get out of the US, then at least you cannot leave Arafah before Maghrib. Even if it's bad that you didn't get there before Maghrib, you cannot leave before Maghrib. And that's why some of them said, what? How long do you need to be on Arafah? For the period that will take you to do between two sujood. That can be for some people can just be like 5 minutes. If you can just be in Arafah and make sure that your feet is touching the ground. Don't most of you who are rich, don't order for a private jet and hang it over Arafah and say you're there. So Allah, you see that Hajj is simple, right? It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Yes, sir. May Allah make it easy for those people who organize Hajj to have good plan. If all their plans go very well, it's easy. But what I say is with knowledge, you know, oh, I can forfeit this, I can make up for this later. This one, like that, to make sure that you're doing the major thing.
Yeah, another question.
Go ahead.
Okay, now during the day of Eid,
Mm-hmm.
I think they said that those who judge, okay, they are not they are not going to do Eid.
Yeah, they're not like
But
going to any khutbah, any
they are
ashwadun,
doing
nothing.
for us that are doing Hajj Tamatu,
Okay.
at least we have to do Adia or
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yes.
So are we allowed to eat from that meat or what?
I don't know. You won't even see it anyway.
You won't even see it. But they all do.
You can eat from it. If you want to ask them to give you, you can. But
I don't know the arrangement, but I don't know if people even ever see what they are. Yeah, I don't know the arrangement they make for you.
and then you have a kitchen that you want to cook it in.
You
Oh my God, stop that now.
what?
You have a kitchen where
You
you're
have to
going
cook
to
it.
or are they going to cook it for you?
So that's why we are having new women.
Okay,
Because,
so I'll carry my kitchen from here.
no, we have kitchen duty. So you try.
Anyway,
So that we must
yeah. I can't laugh. I can't laugh. As a quick example, there are about 14 here that is listed here, things that would require fidya, either fasting for 3 days, feeding 6 people, or killing like a small goods. which is this lesser one. I just a recap of, we have mentioned them in between, but just a recap as a whole. If you shave your hair before throwing the stone, if you carry something around you that is tired around you, you when you are there, you forgot, or you went to buy your wristwatch and you wear the wristwatch until you reach your hotel. No, I'm not supposed to do these things, like the small things like that. You are not killing a bee, you're just slaughtering like a small animal. Or we know the alternative is what, to fast for 3 days, like that. Covering your face for a woman, or even for a man, covering your head, wearing a shoe, like a shoe, not like a slippers, wearing a shoe. Uh, uh, Pressing a pulse, but pressing out blood from your body, something like that. Rubbing lotion or something like that in your body. Uh, Wrapping other thing over your ihram, like that. Cutting your nails, um, like that, or breaking your nails. Except maybe, okay, I'm trying to catch something and it broke by mistake, something like that. Um, Even at that, if you do that, they say this is interesting. If you see that more than 10 strand of hair falls from your head, you have to make hadaya, and that's why you are not encouraged to scrub your body with sponge, because usually, maybe it will recall for those of us who are black. Before my hair will fall off, that hair will try. Oh. But for people who ears break a lot, don't scrub your head. Even if you are not using a sponge, don't scrub your head.
What if you're making with you that when you do
That is what
brush
we
your
don't.
hair
You
and
make
your
hadaya.
hair falls off?
Falls off, and you say, this hair is like falling, like falling. Maybe some people even have falling hair like that. You make hadaya for that.
So for every time that you make
No, it's just one at the end of it. Oh, especially because you're not doing that on purpose. And we started using henna, wearing tiro, all this kaja and stuff like that. Um, uh, Other things are things that may come up in questions, like the way I'm looking at them. Um, Conditions where you're only making one hadaya. If you if you break multiple compulsory things, but they are after one another, you get it. It's not like separated. I did this today, then tomorrow again, then another 3 days. But if it's just the things that follow one another, then you're only making hadaya. I think basically the other was, if you're cutting, for example, if you break your nail, you're only giving maybe one bowl of rice or something like that. So that those are small things. Even the ear too, the nail. Then if you're killing, for example, fly on your body, things like that, small things like that. They don't require hadaya, but you pay hafnatun, like a bowl of grain or something. Just give it to us. Um, Ala barakatillahi. I think, well done. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We took some time, but I think it's better we just wrap it up like that. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala أن يبارك فينا في الجميع. هذا وصلى اللهم وبارك على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. I didn't have that time to edit. I have a document in English. It's like a table. I don't know if I can show. Well, this is the one in Arabic. It has a section like this, and it's in order of what you do and what you do next and what you do next, and a check mark on this side for whether it's compulsory, whether it is this or that. So you can just keep the PDF on your phone or something, at least as a reminder of what it is.
Prayer.
The prayers, yes. The prayers, I have the prayers in Arabic already. I can share with you, but I was thinking of maybe we should just translate it also to as benefit, because the essence of prayer is knowing what you are saying. And if you get the general gist of what you are saying, yeah, it's for me. Definitely, I'll say it in Arabic. Yes. Is it not, I have it, I think it's 21 pages or something like that. So, and it says, okay, at this point, this is the dua you make, at this point, this is the you make, like that. Inshallah. Let's try to work on that. I may seek help maybe from Uncle Bola if he has some time to see how to make it beautiful. I had hard time deciding on how do I arrange it in such a way that it's functional, not just a long list of things like that. I may need to actually break it down into. But I need some technical advice on how to. But I have the text in Arabic already. Understand? Um, we can take advantage of ChatGPT.
Mhm.
Yeah, if it's not going to screw it up worse. Yeah, because sometimes in translation you are short of words. You are just short of words. It's not because you don't know, but if you are doing something, you know, okay, instead of you using this, you can replace this, you can readjust this. If it's proven to be too much of work, then we'll go straight doing that. At least I can promise that inshallah I can have everything translated. But how do we organize it? How do we make it in such a way that uh, is most useful? Maybe I was thinking of maybe color coding it. They were, things like that. Allah Alam. But if you don't do, but we'll get it across inshallah. So two things I promise inshallah. Um, the summary of the works of Hajj in order of the arrangements and checking which one is compulsory, which one is optional, and which one is not. And we can have like small space for notes if you have a PDF editor to make your own notes like that. If it's I can't teach you everything. If you have a good PDF, you can even make your put your dates, put your notes, and okay, this is if I maybe if you have it like I missed this, you can start it, or this was delayed, things like that. Okay. We ask Allah to bless this congregation and make us. The other things we would like to say, but this whole message of Hajj is that, oh Allah, I've come to you. They give different examples. For example, they say when you are shaving your ear, have the niyyah that, oh Allah, as these ears are dropping for me, may all my sins drop off that way. As you're sacrificing the animal, oh Allah, I'm giving away my self desire. Like I'm killing it for you. As you are making tawaf, oh Allah, I'm not just making tawaf around the stone. I want my heart to circumambulate around you. I want my heart to be with you all the time. As you are making your sa'i, all my daily movement, I want it to be from Allah to Allah. The things like I should stand on the day of Arafah. Oh Allah, I've come with nothing. I've left everything other than you. I've come with you for all this adab. Um, they are there too and advices, but I think these are the major things. We can have that maybe in another recording. One other thing that is the ulama tell us is that it's the good adab. Before you leave, if you have anything with anybody, you're owing someone money, call them, tell them, I'm leaving for Hajj. In case something happen, settle your scores with people. As-samah is the most important thing. Yeah, because you can't tell. Allah, you can't tell. If you say you're coming back and you don't come back, we all pray to come back. If there's anything, if there's any wasiya you need to give to anybody, give it to them. Even if it's like, oh, you want to share something. Even if you need to write something down and document it and tell a friend, if something happened, I have an email, I have something, I read something, this is the password. Please go and check it, document it. Even if nothing happens, you have shown that, oh, you truly believe that Allah, it is in the hands of Allah that everything is. If you are doing everything, you say, don't worry, it means that you are really sure that no, everything's, no, it's not, who says you are sure? So do it for the purpose of doing it. Because if you say something will not happen, and something happens, don't throw people into confusion. You get it? Don't throw people into confusion because they don't know where to go. You know about your life. So if it's just a husband that is going, whatever you need to tell your wife. If it is not your wife, if it's your younger brother, if it's your father, someone who can take charge, do what's here. And the final thing I want to say is take the prayers of people. Tell people I'm going, pray for us, and get the prayer of the awliya. It is the adab of our teachers, they say salam to everybody. And lastly, they'll go and say salam to their mashayikh or whoever they know is a righteous person in, on the earth. Because going to Hajj is not enough. What if you go to Hajj and you don't find any, you are not able to even fulfill all your things and take the dua of people like that? If you are going to go to Medina, I think we deliberately did not talk about the Adam of Ziyarah. That's another thing. Maybe we find another day for that. Medina is a beautiful, beautiful place. We can talk about the Adam of Ziyarah, but at least this is what Hajj is. Ziyarah is not compulsory, but it's for every sensible person. The Prophet ﷺ said, Man Hajj, whoever makes Hajj and has the opportunity of visiting me, Walam yanzurni, and he didn't visit me, for Jaffa, the person is stupid. And Jaffa is being stupid. So the adab of Ziyarah of Medina, we didn't mention it, it's also, it's not any special thing that you're doing there, but how do you, it's major of, the Haram of Medina also has haram. You cannot kill animals in the Haram of Medina. In fact, now I don't think you'll find any animal except maybe the birds flying around, or maybe some cats walking around. You know, like no. That time you can have animals, a dog, you see dog and anything, you know, like that, like that. There's an app that I used to have at a time. I'm not sure if I had it again. I think it's called Histlo. Check it if it's still on Android. Check it. Like history, Histlo. That app has a GPS. It has a GPS built in. It can tell you this was the house of Abu Bakr. You know, all those places now something has been built up. But all the haram, the big haram of Medina now, a house of companions. But that Islam will tell you this was the place the prophet, this was the place that all those things that you find is a very interesting app. I saw it, Hamra Yusuf was the one who mentioned it years ago. And Histlo, check it. Histlo, Histlo, Histlo.
Okay.
Yeah, check here. Or whatever, there might be a replacement now. So if you're visiting Medina, it has the GPS to show you landmarks. In fact, when I was showing, it said this place I am was a house of Osman, and it's inside the mosque already because everything is big now. So it will help you to. If there are the other things I remember, inshallah, we'll talk about them. That's it. Thank you, everyone. We spend past our time, and it's past my good time. We need to go and make salah now, as a matter of necessity. Question?
Can you give us prayer?
No, make dua for us, inshallah.
Please
Someone should
make
make dua.
us for. Huh? So we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Inshallah. Yeah.
For, first of all, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making it possible for us to sit and
Alhamdulillah.
discuss about this thing.
Alhamdulillah.
We also thank, we give salutation to our master,
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for the wonderful opportunity
So, I am
that he gave to us to be able to sit here today and then discuss about one of the pillars of Islam.
Mm.
So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also send his blessings to all the 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 followers of Anabi wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the day of Yom Kippur. So we most especially also thank Ustaz for taking the time to take us through the figure of Hajj. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless, increase you in Iman.
Amin ya Rabb.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and your household.
Mm.
So give you strength to be able to what to continue to what to propagate this knowledge of Islam.
Mm.
So we also ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you to increase your means of sustenance,
Amin ya Rabb.
make it
Amin.
easy for you to be able to what to do whatever stuff that you have in mind
Amin ya
that
Rabb.
you wanted to do,
Amin ya Rabb.
and grant you I mean the the strength,
Amin.
the alafia. What do we call alafia in English?
Sound health.
So give you sound health
Amen, Ya Rabbi.
to be able to your
Amen.
household and
Amen,
all
Ya
of
Rabbi.
us to
Amen.
be
All
able
of
to
us too. Amen, Ya Rabbi.
continue to watch to be servant of Allah,
Amen.
and then
Amen.
give us all these the increase us in knowledge.
Mm.
So
Amen.
we thank every one of us that also stay online. So brother
Mm.
Bola, brother Femi, mommy Anifa, um, brother No Abdurrahman, mommy uh, mommy Muhammad, I think. So okay.
Mhm.
So we thank every one of us for staying with us till this
Alhamdulillah.
moment. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless every one of us.
Mm.
So
Amen.
I will say Al-Fatiha.
Rahman
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Alhamdulillah. Rabbil
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Rahmanirrahim.
Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki
إياك
Yawmiddin.
نعبد
إياك
وإياك
نعبد وإياك نستعين.
نستعين اهدنا
اهدنا
الصراط
الصراط
المستقيم
المستقيم.
صراط
صراط
الذين أنعمت
الذين
عليهم
أنعمت عليهم
غير
غير
المغضوب
المغضوب
عليهم ولا
عليهم ولا الضالين.
Amin, Ya Rabbi.
الضالين.
Amen.
Bọ́lá Fẹ́mi ṣe fẹ́ fi kún.
Ètò ẹ̀sẹ̀ náà ẹ ti ká gbogbo ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run bá wa bùkún ustaz.
Amin, Ya Rabbi.
Àmín.
Ọlọ́run á mú iṣẹ́ yín náà easy.
Amin, Ya
Gbogbo
Rabbi.
plans yín eh, Ọlọ́run á bá yín actualize ẹ̀.
Amin, Ya Rabbi.
Àmín.
Beyond what you think is even possible or you are currently, the limits of your own imagination.
Amin,
Ọlọ́run
Ya
á bá
Rabbi.
yín ṣe jù bẹ́ẹ̀
Amin,
lọ.
Ya Rabbi. Amin, Ya Rabbi.
Ọlá iná àti iná.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
إنا
إنا
أعطينا
أعطيناك
الكوثر
الكوثر
فصل
فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
Ibi orin láti tọrọ orin. Àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Tọ́ àwọn èèyàn ti sọ. Mo ní kókó àwọn kéré àti sọ rí. Tọ́ tí kọ́lọ́run yọ̀ǹda. Àwọn ṣèkì náà tó sọ ọ́ lékè ó. Nípa àwọn náà tó ń kí ó ní advanced studies ní Algeria, Morocco. Wọ́n á sọ kankan recently ṣèkì wa ní kíkà. Mana, kékeré ṣèkì ní you have to start teaching, you have to start kékeré kan. Ṣé o lọ sí hajj lọ́dún ní àwọn onímọ̀ tí ì ṣe kékeré kan? Ó yẹ ká lọ kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lọ sí hajj láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àkàrà ọkùnrin là sọ àfihàn náà tọrọ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba. Tí ẹ̀ máa ń sọ pé pé àwa tó ń ní sáà pé tá a bá ṣe nǹkan káwọn èèyàn rò pé bí yẹn fẹ́ máa compete kò ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ but ẹni tó bá mọ nǹkan náà ni ó yẹ kó máa ṣe nǹkan. Kódà mo rántí pé àwọn náà ti sọ mo tún gbà tó dákọ̀ aláàjì lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ti ń jọ̀kan lára kíláàsì pé kíní kan àwọn mọ̀hárìf kíní kan kì í ṣe pé báyà ń compete. Mo mọ iye àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa náà yìí àtàwọn ti sọ pé ìwọ̀n tí wọ́n ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ ká jọ dá kíní kan papọ̀ ẹ máa ráwọn èèyàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo mọ àwọn èèyàn náà mọ̀hárìf náà tá ti sọ mọ gbogbo nǹkan pẹ̀lú ìyọ̀ǹda Ọlọ́run ọba ni kí Ọlọ́run kó yọ̀ǹda ẹni tí ò bá mọ̀ wá yóò rò pé bí a kàn máa ń bẹ kò sí nǹkan kan tí mi táì lè máa ń ṣe by training tá à ní sọ pé Ọlọ́run bá wa wò sọ́nà wà ń bẹ̀ jẹ́ pé tó o bá lọ mú iṣẹ́ oníṣẹ́ mọ́ṣẹ́ ó kàn máa dààmú ni o then tó o bá mú bí a ká sọ lé ní Yorùbá àbí tó o bá mú iṣẹ́ tó jẹ́ iṣẹ́ tó bá ní guidance náà tó o bá ń rí dààmú ń bẹ̀ tó dà pé kí ni ò succeed wà á continue nítorí pé o ní conviction pé ọ̀nà wà ń bẹ̀ fún ẹ but tó o bá sì kí guidance náà tó bá ti rí dààmú báyìí wàá rò pé kò sọ́nà ń bẹ̀ ni wàá máa sá káàkiri tó o bá dẹ̀ sá kúrò níbi tó jẹ́ pé ọ̀nà rẹ ni o kàn ń sá kiri tó o bá padà síbẹ̀ náà o ò lè là sọ Ọlọ́run ọba a fi sáàyà fi tọrọ yọ̀ǹda lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba tẹ́lẹ̀ náà bá dọ̀wọ̀ ẹ sọ fún Ọlọ́run ọba wípé ntábẹ̀rẹ̀ pọ̀ gan bọ́n náà ni pé Ma'arif a fi sí ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run kọ́lọ́run kó yára gba àdúrà wa kó yára gbàdúrà mi ìfẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ yẹn pọ̀ bọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ ńlẹ̀ àwọn tó bá mọ̀ mí a wà ní ìyàn kan wá bá wa lálejò níjọ́ Wednesday ní Tuesday Monday àbí ẹrù ibi tó jókòó lé agbé laptop sí wípé òun mọ ọ̀rẹ́ òun táwọn jọ dàgbà tó há Quran nǹkan ó mọ a lot of Arabic poetry gan òun pè é níjọ́ Wednesday yẹn ó dẹ̀ sọ pé òun ti kúrò nínú Islam. Mo wá lọ drop rẹ̀ kan tóun náà wá tájọ ṣe kí nínú ilé ńjọ́ yẹn. Mo wá ní because mi ò lè sùn over mi ò gbádùn ara mi pé báwo lèèyàn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. Mo ti wá ń lament òun nínú ìlú tá a wà yìí òun mọ èèyàn bíi mẹ́rin tán há odidi Quran sórí tán ti kúrò ní Islam. So tá a bá ń pariwo máa rí kí ó ṣe pé àwọn nìkan ṣe á mọ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe gan o á mọ à ń try láti secure future wa àti tàwọn ọmọ wa ni Ọlọ́run kó jọ gbogbo irinṣẹ́ kó jẹ́ kó rọrùn fún wa. Wọ́n ti ṣàdúrà gan but ibi tí mo sọ pé ààyè láti rọrùn ni pé káwa náà máa ṣe ká kó àwọn èèyàn lọ sí hajj àtọrọ rẹ̀ ní in a grand way. Mo sọ̀rọ̀ kan níbẹ̀rẹ̀ pé wálìdì mi kódà mo ní fọ́tò rẹ̀ fọ́tò yẹn tó bá fẹ́ bí fọ́tò hajj wọn pé wọ́n lọ hajj bí wọ́n wà ní 10 to 11 kò sí nǹkan kan tó fi rí bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tí bàbá wọn bí náà dẹ̀ lọ hajj nítorí pé iṣẹ́ tí grandfather mi ń ṣe ìní agbèrò hajj. So tí máa tá a bá tọrọ kò ṣe pé bí ẹlòmíràn máa wọ kéke ẹlòmíràn kò bí nígbà tá a dé Canada àwárí kan ṣe àwọn láì tó bá gbé tó rò lọ yọ kúrò àwọn tí wọ́n bí wa àáfàá ni wọ́n iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń ṣe nìyẹn. So kò jẹ́ kó difficult fún wa láti ṣe was agbèrò hajj. In fact nínú àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ rìn lọ hajj nígbà yẹn mo gbọ́ eléyìí nínú lecture Sheikh Adam because àwọn àti Sheikh Adam ọ̀rẹ́ ni wọ́n báyìí. Sheikh Adam wà lágége àwọn wà ní Shillong nílùú péjú ń bẹ̀yẹn ibi táwọn grandpa tí wọ́n bá sì dé Adéṣínà wọ́n ṣe Adéṣínà níbẹ̀ ilé wa ṣì wà ní Palm Grove níbẹ̀ yẹn. Alhamdulillah kí ni mo fẹ́ fàyọ ń bẹ̀ ni wípé iṣẹ́ wọn ni wọ́n ṣe tọ́lọ́wọ́n bá dẹ̀ fi pọ́n wọn lé. So tí ọkàn tiwa náà bá wá ń tẹ̀ sí sáìdì ibẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ kí ni ìsọ ìjọ tẹ̀yẹ tí wọ́n sọ pé ó sábà ní iṣẹ́ àlejò lọ hajj gbogbo ẹ̀ náà là ń rò bọ́ gbogbo nǹkan require yọ̀ǹda lọ́dọ̀ náà ọba because tọ́lọ̀ bá fẹ́ kó ṣe ó máa fi ràn wọ́n sí irú ẹni yẹn látọ̀rọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ náà ọba kọ́lọ̀ kó yọ̀ǹda ẹ̀ fún wa kó yọ̀ǹda ẹ̀ fún wa in a grand way kó jẹ́ gbogbo àjọ máa lọ bá ṣe ń lọ umrah láàmú lọ hajj láti máa lọ àwọn abòmíì náà tó dá kódà àwa tún sọ pé kódà àá tún máa lọ sí Palestine ìyá Ọlọ́run ó gbà á fún wa jẹ́ mùsùlùmí tó pé níjọ́ amánìkiri á ní hajj kudus àbí táwọn bá lọ Mẹ́kà yóò lọ Mọ̀dínà yóò tún wá lọ kudus Ọlọ́run bá dá a padà lórí wa nínú ìlú tàwa ẹ̀ mọ́ṣáì ṣe fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe sọ Òkúfẹ́mi sọ ọ̀rọ̀ kan mo dẹ̀ gbọ́rọ̀ dáadáa pé even beyond the calculation rẹ̀ àti aspiration rẹ̀ àti bó ṣe Ọlọ́run ju gbogbo limitation tó kó sínú agbárí rẹ̀ lọ wàláhì ìlú náà kọ́lọ́run bá jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bọ̀kọ́lọ́run bá kó yọ̀ǹda fún wa kó ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ fún gbogbo alápapọ̀ tó bá lọ yóò ṣe ní problem gbogbo tó káàkó tọrọ nígbà ibi tí tẹ́ tó fi wá sí ní Maarif Ọlọ́run ọba akéré lọ́jọ́ orí gbogbo lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ jù wá lọ dáadáa but wisdom àti tí wọ́n fi ń jẹ́ aṣíwájú tí ẹ rí Ọlọ́run kó tún jẹ́ kó lékún kí karama yẹn kún kó pọ̀ kó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ Ọlọ́run kó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bó ṣe ṣe fáwọn ẹni ìṣíwájú kó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yìí lápapọ̀ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí wọ́n ní àlùbáríkà kí àlùbáríkà yẹn pọ̀ gan kálùbáríkà yẹn pọ̀ kó ran àwọn ọmọ Ọlọ́run bá lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún ọ ọlọ́lá ilaha illallah Ọlọ́run gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ti fi kú ṣàgbà wa kò sí yọ́tà bá jòkó kí ó tààrọ̀ sọ kí báyìí tí mi ò ní rántí mọ̀mọ́ wallahi lazim bá ṣe máa ń jòkó ní ọ̀rọ̀ náà ní lórí orí àga orí ẹ̀kan lára ń jòkó ní kiri Ọlọ́run kó jọ èyí tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ṣe náà Ọlọ́run kó tún bá wa fi ṣàlékún kẹ́ fún wọn àtàwọn tiyín náà àtàwọn tiwa náà àti tí gbogbo olúkálùkù náà gbogbo jàmáà mùsùlùmí gbogbo àwa mùsùlùmí táwa lẹ́gbẹ̀ntì Ọlọ́run ṣàṣe dáadáa fún táwọn Canada ṣàṣe dáadáa fún Ọlọ́run ò kí ń ṣe ọba pé jọ̀ọ́ dúró náà jẹ́ kí n dá lágbájá lóhùn kí n tó gbẹ́ tiẹ̀ oore tiẹ̀ kò dí tèmi lọ́wọ́ àfi tó bá pé lókè ìta yan lókù kọ́lọ́n kó mọ́ ọ dá gbogbo wa lóhùn àwọn ará ní broomstick tó wà gbé ọlọ́gbẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa kan wọ́n ti ṣe secret visa ní travelling visa wọ́n ti wà ní ara wọn ti wà ní Mẹ́kà ọdún tó bí ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì tó ń ṣe fàájì Ọlọ́run kó gba hajj everybody Ọlọ́run àwọn kan tó ká wa lára pọ̀ bọ́ nínú tó ká wa lára ni pé a ní àwọn tó súnmọ́ wa tí wọ́n ń wọ́kọ̀ aláwọn tó súnmọ́ wa tó ń wáyà Ọlọ́run dákun mo fi ẹ̀dá fi síbẹ̀ Ọlọ́run mo láwọn àbúrò mi gẹ́gẹ́ tó jẹ́ ọmọ bàbá mi tí máa sọ pé kò sí síkírìtì kan ẹgbẹ́ tí ó dẹ̀ ní bó tó ṣe rí náà a ní gbọ́dọ̀ sọ pé torí pé ọkọ̀ scarce kí wọ́n wá lọ fọ́ọ̀sì àwọn ọmọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹni tí ò ní rí wọn bí èèyàn àbí tí ó máa rò pé àwọn help wọn ní ọlọ́run bá dákun jọ jáde ara wa kọ ìwọ̀sí nígbéraga but èèyàn bá fẹ́ kọ́nà kó sẹ́tù wá àti gbogbo ẹni tí bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó lọ́mọ ọkùnrin tó wáyàwó àwa bá ṣe jẹ́ àfa ìtẹ́ ẹ máa dún àwọn tó máa ń pè wá ẹlòmíì wo èèyàn kan pè mí láti UK pé ṣé mi láwọn bọ́dà níbí báyìí táwọn lè fi fún àwọn ọmọ àwọn náà wọ́n rí pé jù báyìí náà lọ jájá láwọn ìjọ ẹ̀rọ rẹ̀ sí lọ tí ẹ bá dẹ̀ bí ọmọ tó bá di táwọn tó ẹ̀kọ́ mọ̀ ọ́n márì tí ò bá márì gbà ẹ̀ nìyẹn tó it's not a small issue bá a ṣe fi rẹ́rìn bá a ṣe ń rìn yẹn it's a big deal tí ó mọ fọ́yàn lórí because what is the whole point ọmọ tó yàn tó kó settle kó máa ṣe tiẹ̀ náà gbogbo ẹni tó wà ní situation yẹn àtẹnudọ́ pé mistake kan ló fọwọ́ ara rẹ̀ fáni àti bákan àtàwọn eléyìí náà ni wọ́n sọ báwọn ará ní pé àwọn ọlọ́run táwọn náà ní èjì omi ohun tí ò bá ní kápá lórí yóò mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà tì í nì nígbà tí olùkọ́ wa láàfẹ́ o ṣé ìlú ẹ̀ náà kọ́ náà ní bó ṣe rí ṣé àwọn ọmọkùnrin náà kọ́ ní ọ̀tọ́ bá ti ṣe ìyàwó lóṣù mẹ́fà wọ́n ti jà wọ́n ti tira wọn síta ọlọ́run ọba jọ ọjà rẹ̀ gbogbo àlámọ̀rí wa mọ́yọ̀ kan tábàkà náà sọ àlẹ́ lọ gbogbo àwọn wa mọ́yọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ kankan náà ni ìgbàgbé tó máa ń ṣèyàn tí èèyàn ní ẹrẹ́ tí béèrè tó fẹ́ béèrè ní mẹ́kà tẹ̀lé ọlọ́run níjẹ́ ṣe ìrìn burúkú tí ó máa kùnyàn lásìkò tí ó yẹ kí ẹ̀rọ ṣiṣẹ́ ájì ọlọ́run bá jẹ́ kùn yìí àwọn sickness orí fọ́ ni migraine dìdìrì kan tí ó máa yọ sí yàn nígbà tí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ti tàwa fọ́ ọlọ́run mọ̀jẹ̀ kó mọ ọ̀nà ibi tí ẹ bá wà ṣiṣẹ́ tí báyọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ fi lọ́ọ́ dáhùn ní haram ọlọ́run bá jọ ìdí tàbí ní kí ẹ kọjá lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ẹni ọlọ́run ká ṣàdúrà fún ọ kó o lè ríṣẹ́ ṣe nu wọ́n ní kan náà àwọn ẹni tí mo fẹ́ conclude ọ̀rọ̀ sí ó dé hajj ní ọdún kan nígbà tó wá wọnú haram ẹ̀kú láyé ọjọ́ kò sí internet kò sí anything wọ́n á pè bí gbogbo èèyàn tó rí ní hajj wọn ju bí 40 lọ ẹ̀kẹ́ tí wọ́n kàn ṣàṣẹ ayọ́dẹ̀ ṣe ìgbà tó wá dé wọ́n á sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn kan jọ lọ pé abáwọn ni àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ ní hajj kẹ́hìn náà ìyẹn bí 40 péré lórí wọ́n ní ṣe ìwà òkè sà ẹni ẹ padà wá ronú wọ́n ní ní ọdún rẹ̀ àwọn tọ́lọ́wọ́ bá gba hajj wọn nìkan wọ́n fi hàn wà ní ọ̀nà gbogbo àwọn kò rí wọn rí ẹni ọ̀dà fẹsẹ̀ pọ̀ wà ní haram kárí wọn pé tó lọ hajj ọlọ́run gba hajj ọlọ́run kò gbà ọlọ́run kò ṣe lẹ́ni tó ti wà kó wọlé àwọn tá a mọ̀ fẹ́ pé wàláhì iṣẹ́ hajj ò tí ì parí a rí pé àwọn ti parí iṣẹ́ hajj kódà wọ́n ti dé bóyá ẹni ọ̀nà àbámbọ̀ ṣe wọ́n ṣe rí nu because ẹlòmíì náà ní tó fẹ́ ká achieve ní hajj ọkàn rẹ̀ ò fìgbà kan kú lọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́run gbogbo ìgbà lọ́kàn wà lọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́run tẹ́lẹ̀ ó kàn lọ máàkì rẹ́jísà ọlọ́run kó ṣe ní hajj tó ti gbà ká tó ṣe ọlọ́run kó bá mi ṣe fún yín ẹ pọ́n wa lẹ́nu o nítorí pé tí ẹ bá kọjá náà tó lóun ò rí ọkọ̀ orí ẹgbẹ́ ènìyàn ṣe wá wà níbi táwọn ò rí wa ẹ̀rọ náà ti fẹ́ ẹ̀rọ tó bó ṣe lọ táwọn ẹ̀ bá ń pọ́n ẹ ní tọ́jú náà àárẹ̀ láàfà àgbẹ̀ láàfà à ń tẹ̀lé ọlọ́run kó pọ́n yín lé o mo gbé orí tẹ̀ ń lọ mo fẹ́ kí ọlọ́run kó bá mi ṣe transformation tó wà mẹ́gà nínú ìgbésí ayé yín ṣe ń pé ọ̀tọ̀ ní pé mo kí ẹ̀ ló sọ pé wàláì nígbà tí mo ṣe hajj ní nǹkan báyìí change ní nǹkan báyìí better ní nǹkan báyìí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣe pé ìwé yàtọ̀ sí pé àáfàá kan bá mi ṣàdá ìwọ gẹ́rí fúnra rẹ̀ ọlọ́run kó ṣe hajj ní hajj àmì kí ẹ̀ máa sọ pé alhamdulilayi tí ọlọ́run kí ẹ rọ́jú lọ mí mo rò pé bí a sì mi rò pé bí ẹ lówó kan tẹ fẹ́ bà ná tẹ fẹ́ wéèsì tẹ kó pamọ́ síbì kan bọ̀ pé ọlọ́run kọ́ pé the best time náà ní hajj tẹ́lẹ̀ kọ́lọ́run kó wá ṣe ní àṣírí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀ pé lágbájá náà fẹ́ lọ ẹ ṣàdúrà fún gbogbo jàmáà kọ́lọ́run kó bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe máa ń sọ láti kékeré mo máa ń ní tọ́ba ní ọ̀rọ̀ hajj bá ní mi ò tí ì ṣe tán pé hajj tí mo fẹ́ lọ mo fẹ́ gbé odidi plane kan ni ọkùn fẹ́ mi ìmọ̀ ibi tí mo láti ìgbà tí mo ti wà ní teenage mo máa ń sọ pé kí ló burú kí ní dáàdì ọ̀nkù ṣe ara rẹ̀ ṣe kí ní kan kí wọ́n á sì jọ lọ mo sì mọ̀ pé ọlọ́run ló ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn grandpa wa mi ìmọ̀ ìyẹn tán kó lọ hajj wọ́n máa ń kọ́ ọmọ bí àwọn nìkan ọgbọ́n ọmọ bíi 6-7 lọ at a time yàtọ̀ sí àwọn èèyàn tán kó ó lè má jọ owó nǹkan mi ò kí ń ṣòwò mo ń gbọ́ sórí ìwẹ̀ kan lánàá wọ́n sọ wípé in the 80s tí ìgbà wọn ní Dubai gba independence bí 70 something àbí 80 kan 60s bí 69 bí 70 yẹn wọ́n fi ìwé wá láti Burkina Faso pé president Dubai sọ pé kó ṣáà wà ẹnì yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe hajj àbí kìnnì kan ó wá kọ́kọ́ lọ ọmọ wọn lọ́rùn pé òun kọ́kọ́ lọ hajj òun lọ báyìí kí òun tó wá dá wọn lọ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ jẹ stamp fún bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ ènìyàn ló ń sọ story yẹn pé òun ní gbogbo àwọn pé ẹ pé gbogbo àwọn bọ̀dá àwọn tó ti gba PhD ń Dubai kéwú láyà fà náà ni ó lè dé ẹni tá yóò mọ wá kiri iye tó bá èèyàn ń gbé girlfriend wọn lọ hajj àbí kí wàá ní tọ́lọ̀ tí àwọn èèyàn ń jí owó wọ́n sì kówó àtẹ tó wọ̀tì àtẹ tí ò wọ̀tì ọlọ́run ṣe hajj aláàlí fún wa wọ́n ṣàṣe ọlá ilaha illallah àti gbogbo àwọn ọmọ àti gbogbo àwọn àrọ́mọdọ́mọ wọ́n ṣe hajj léwọ̀ wọ ọlọ́run ọlá ilaha illallah ọlá muhammadu rasulullah ọ̀dọ̀ wa mẹ́jọ kó bàjẹ́ mọ́ ba ìmọ̀ni wa jẹ́ mọ́ ba àláfíà wa jẹ́ mọ́ bọ̀ ọpọlọ wa jẹ́ iṣẹ́ wa tá a fi ń ṣe kọ́mọ̀kọ́mọ̀ ọlọ́bọ̀dọ̀ ọba ìbákà sí mọ́tò wa láṣìírí ọ̀nà gbogbo tá a kù sí mọ́tò wa láṣìírí bọ̀ wa láṣìírí láyé bọ̀ wa láṣìírí ń sàárè mọ́tò wa láṣìírí lọ́dọ̀ náà hajj yìí máṣá ìgbà lọ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ àti àwọn tí wọ́n ń kó àwọn brother muftadọ nǹkan kan tí wọ́n kó ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí nǹkan rọrùn for everybody ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí nǹkan rọrùn for everybody ọlá subhana rabbika rabbil àwọn dìrò masha allah rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. So my find time láti ṣe bí i just a lecture or ziyara bí i just 2 pages or something to talk about it mi mo bá ṣe fẹ́ràn nìyí then nǹkan méjì tí mo jẹ yẹn náà inshallah by before the end of this week runs out. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. I mean,